I'm good. I'm happy to see it started.
Yeah, so jumping into the first map, it's going to be Oregon Armada Esports versus Impact Gaming, with Impact starting on attack. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Crazy Man. I am once again joined by Talon, and our observer tonight is going to be #Miller. I'm ready for some exciting matches.
Yeah. So honestly, what do you think are going to be some of the bans that we're going to be seeing? Obviously, Armada starting off first. How do you think this whole ban phase should play out?
I think when it comes to Oregon, the big thing that you want to do is you want to try to ban for, well, this goes for any map. You want to ban to give yourself the advantage in the first half. So I think that Impact is going to go for possibly a Mira ban when they ban their defender. That Thatcher ban does empower Armada to deny some, mute, destruction of mute jammers, ADSs, anything like that, and then DKB being banned. Not sure if that's entirely necessary, but we'll see if it does throw a little bit of a gear into, or a little bit of a bolt into Armada's gears.
Yeah, the way that I've kind of been seeing it right now, obviously that Thatcher, like you mentioned, Armada is like 100%. They should be playing a mute, underneath that main hatch when they're playing that basement site. That's just, plain and simple. They're going to really be trying to force Impact to really kind of get out there and get rid of all that utility, such as, batteries and, of course, those mute jammers like I was talking about. So it also helps out for the upstairs side as well. Of course, on the flip side, it goes both ways. Once they're on attack, that's also going to come up. So those are going to be your four bans there: the Thatcher, Doke, Vigil, and Pulse. Honestly, the Dokkaebi, that's not really like they have like a special strat in mind. That's more or less they really don't want to kind of counter that, or they don't want to have to deal with playing against it later. So that's what that's coming down to right now. As for the rest of it, Vigil and Pulse, that's mostly standard. I mean, the Pulse is kind of, so maybe Armada really wasn't, planning on using the Pulse, so they're just like, hey, might as well just get rid of it so that we don't have to deal about too much vertical pressure, especially if they go for a kids take. If they go for that kids, they get into that above that kitchen, yeah, you don't really want a Pulse messing with you.
Definitely, but I'm surprised that it's Armada that went for the Pulse ban, considering they're on defense for the first half. You kind of want to ban to give yourself the advantage in the first half, and I feel like leaving a Pulse open for yourself would give you a better advantage when you're starting on defense, just so you kind of have that flexibility in case you need to adapt to Impact's playstyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually just going to mention, I was like, if they start downstairs, that makes sense. Like if they're using their quote-unquote main site to be downstairs, so they wouldn't want the Pulse. But they decided to start upstairs, which means, hey, they're going to be playing in kitchen. Yeah, I don't know about that Pulse ban at this point, because like you said, it's like, why not just use it yourself? Like you're on defense first. And if they're clearly going to be playing in kitchen, this is definitely Pulse territory, and I totally agree with you there that they should be definitely trying to run the Pulse. Maybe they don't have any Pulse players, that's what I'm going to chalk it up to, but looking at the lineup for Impact, we got that Blitz and the Blackbeard. This is kind of AIDS to me.
I mean, that's definitely one way to put it, but I think it was a solid read from their in-game leader to pick the Blitz, because you don't want to have that Blitz necessarily attacking downstairs, but sometimes attacking upstairs with the Blitz, things can be a little bit easier. So who knows? This could end up being a pretty favorable round for Impact based on their operator select. There it is. The first pick already, a headshot instantly from Hippo onto Detox. He's now in the bathroom. He's fighting with Ainsley with a little bit of damage going towards Hippo. Nothing on Ainsley yet, but the Legion is going to go in. He's going to get smacked. Flock has fallen. The Jaeger is now trying to fight him. He does finally get him down as Jay finds Gibbs. So that's, and then Matt taking out Ainsley. So the trades are going back and forth pretty early on in the round. Still 2 minutes on the board. And Udally is just making his way over to the bottom of White Stairs. They don't have a Jackal or a Blitz anymore.
Yeah, that's wow. I gotta say, just letting a Blitz in like that, he must not have hit any Legion mines. And at this point, if you are Flock, you got to be like expecting, that sort of Blitz play. Especially if you hear him, you need to be throwing down like some goo mines to try and get some extra damage off onto him. Meanwhile, Udally was able to find a kill of his own. That leaves just Anthony up. And I gotta say, his odds of success at this point looking pretty low. He needs to try and find those 1v1s right now.
He needs to find those 1v1s, but Impact isn't putting him in the position for it. He does jump out the window and Snugglin picks him off. But I was trying to note real quick at the end there, they had this is the kind of execution that you kind of need to see from teams where you have one person go to that window and then one person or two people on white stairs. A lot of the times in CCS, we see teams that decide they're just all going to push up white stairs, or they're all going to push in from master bedroom, and things just go completely south because they're funneling into one spot.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would also help that the defensive setup, if they had some more holes above some of the choke points, those doorways, obviously kitchen door, bathroom door, or the two big ones that I'm really talking about. It's like you have those holes above. There was no pressure, like they didn't have big window open, which means the defenders could have just sat right above those holes, looking down at the doorway. The blitz tries to walk in, gets goo mined and shot from above. That's your quick counter. However, we did not see that from Armada. They're just very, very static. The blitz was able to just kind of walk right in. No one really seemed to be covering each other, nor maybe calling as well. So, really kind of surprising here. Now, I say surprising. What's really surprising right now is that there's no mute, and they just decided to go downstairs. So they decided to swap it up. They banned Thatcher, but they didn't ban mute, or they didn't pick mute to use on this hatch right here. That seems like that's questionable to me.
Yeah, that jammer there is a solid way to bait somebody out and get rid of some, possibly a whole player, which could be huge. But at the same time, they still have the protection for their ADSs, which will be nice because you don't want to lose those, because then you're going to get smoke grenades flying at you. You're going to get flashbangs flying at you. Grenades from the IQ could be flying at you. So keeping those ADSs alive, especially in meeting, that could give them a solid chance to hold meeting a little bit longer and waste all the time that they need. It could be potentially a solid move for them, but at the same time, I don't know if it's entirely going to work out. But it looks like Impact is already making their way towards bunker here, which could be interesting.
Yeah, obviously deciding to go for that fast push here is probably going to be a staple of some of these Impact rounds as we move forward. And they've already taken control of blue. However, with blue control, you can't do just everything that you want to. You need to try to take control of that meeting as much as possible, or at the very least, deny the usage of that box hatch. As it stands right now, those defenders can sit right above that box hatch and just fight anyone that decides to go into Red Hall or in through box itself. Right now, we're not really seeing Impact really worried about meeting, and that makes me worry that they're really not going to find any success unless they really decide to go for it. Looks like a little bit of a bandit trick too here. No, not a bandit trick. He's just sitting there on the stage. So we actually have, they can just straight up open the wall should they decide. That Thermite definitely needs to open up that stage wall, 100%.
Yeah, but it looks like they're just kind of taking their time getting themselves into position, potentially positioning that blitz for a take on meeting, or at least a little bit of a push on the meeting, but I'm not entirely sure. He is kind of around rear stage stairs, maybe trying to get that wall into attic opened up. But with 1:30 left on the board, they kind of need to start focusing a little bit more on site. It looks like Snugglin's going to go ahead. He's going to get that rear stage wall open up, and the shots from Gib on the flock from that angle, really nice early pick for them. And then Hippo just flying straight into meeting immediately afterwards, pushing Anthony out. Anthony is now almost completely cut off from rotating back, and Detox is really just trapped in attic. I don't think Impact has the intel on Anthony being an attic, so that could be potentially fatal. Detox, there it is. He's going to find Matt. So now Detox is going to be known. He's going to get some shots fired at him, but he's still alive. Minute left in the round, and now Gibb is going to take out Detox, putting it to a 4v3 and opening it up for Impact to really start and execute on site.
There we go. We're going to start things off with a Blackbeard immediately losing his shield. Not looking good, but the C4 from Jay is going to find two. That kind of evens out the round and brings it back in favor of the defenders. We do still have Mira. She's sitting at mid box, and she also has support from the backside. Anthony is going to find Gib from above, and now the defenders have retaken meeting control, but it's not going to matter as Snuggling finds one more. It's a 2-on-1, still in favor of the defenders, but still very well doable if you are this Thermite. You just have to try and isolate the defenders right now. He's still looking. He obviously doesn't have any intel. He's looking. Smoke is playing in the perfect spot right now, but Jay's going to go ahead and find the cheeky little hole through the box, and that's going to be it for Impact.
Things were starting to look up for Impact, but that C4 from Jay was fantastic. It shut down it shut down. I believe it was Udely and Hippo both died to it, right? The Blitz and the Blackbeard at the same time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a massive loss for Impact. And it kind of stalled things out a little bit, especially, and also another thing that stalled them out was the Valkyrie and Attic They did lose one player to it, and then Gib, I believe, took a little bit of damage before he was finally able to land the kill. And then once it was down to just the two of them, after that C4, they had no way of keeping control of meeting, and Anthony was still upstairs. So he was able to just walk right into meeting and get that hatch that you were just saying it's great for them to keep control of.
Number one thing right there is that if you are Impact, you have to take it more standard. From what it looked like, their Impact decided like, hey, let's go and rush the site, right? And they decided they got into blue, and they're like, oh wait, we can't do anything because they have meeting control. And so then they spent that basically 30, almost 45 seconds running into blue, deciding that they can't do it, and then running out of blue, and then going, for meeting, rear stage. Honestly, just start the round by going to big tower, clearing out big tower, and then spend a little bit more time, drone out all of attic, kill anyone in attic, and then you start working on meeting. Once you have that meeting control, then you can start going to blue. And you can see where just that wasting of all that time there towards the beginning of the round really kind of came back to bite them in the butt. When the C4 came out, they didn't really have the time to spread out. There's obviously no information on where any of the defenders were playing on site either, so that's something that they were probably out of drones as well. So they really kind of put themselves into a bad position just off the start of the round.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time droning it out early on, and then the execute came just too little too late. They only really got meeting control, after about 2 minutes had gone by on the clock. So that can be pretty fatal to a round. But we do see Armada upstairs again, and once again, that blitz coming in from Hippo. He's going to be rushing right into bathroom. I didn't see if that wall was reinforced, so that could potentially have put him into a bad spot. It looks like it's not, but thankfully he didn't get shot at. Flock is in bathroom, and I don't think I saw a rotate hole from there. Yeah.
Yeah, and his goo mines are in a kind of a peculiar position as the blitz is just going to come right on in, say, hey, man, what is up? He finds one melee kill, but it will eventually get killed off. That's what I'm saying about those Legion mines. Like, they're just not in good enough positions because he's not hitting them. You need to put them in, at least in the doorway, put him in the choked. He had one in the hallway, but it obviously just got skirted right around. And then they need to have some of these holes above them. Like, some of these guys in sight need to be helping out down there, but it just doesn't seem like they're quite doing it. I mean, Smoke is, I guess, now trying to do it, but again, it's just a little bit too little too late because you've already lost your Legion, and you really want your Legion lasting a little bit longer in the round.
Yeah, they did just make a nice little hole there for Jaeger to escape into meeting hall. So Ainsley is going to stay alive a little bit longer, and he's going to try to find a better position to be hanging out in. Anthony from above firing some shots downstairs. I don't think any of those landed, though. Maybe a little bit of damage onto that IQ. That is now going to be trying to use her scanner to find anyone that's upstairs. Blackbeard at the bottom of white stairs puts Utility in a good position to maybe get a pick onto someone, but a goo mine was just stepped on, I believe, by Gib. So 1:10 left in the round, 4-4, and Impact really is just not moving anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm honestly kind of surprised. That white stairs, like that bottom white stairs, that is an angle that you can get from kids through the floor, and they have not really used that. Like, that could have been a free kill onto that Blackbeard as he was at the bottom there. However, that Smoke, I guess, just didn't have that angle, or maybe just wasn't looking. They need to be really trying to find how to use this vertical play because they really haven't quite nailed it down just yet. And I think that's just a small thing missing here from Armada. In terms of what's going on with Impact, though, it's obvious that their blitz is just their crush right now. Oh, what a shot! He actually hits it. That's the Smoke down, and the Blackbeard is just loose inside of sight. Snuggling finds one as well. The Blackbeard is able to down another, and it's all down to the Jaeger. And I believe, yeah, he was off site, and he is now forced to retake in a one-on-one, it looks like. No, at a one-on-two. One is just really low on HP. Fortunately, Gabe is able to protect the planter as Ainsley goes down.
Let it be known here. Utility can flick onto enemies and onto his own teammates. Matt was downed by Utility there, which could have put them in a very risky position, considering. Oh man, that was actually a close call. That mistake by Utility could have cost Impact that entire round. But in the end, they were able to find the kills because Ainsley was forced to go for that retake, and he had absolutely no intel on where any of the attackers were. He had no intel that any of them were down. He thought he was in a 1v3, and he just kind of, at that point, he did what you kind of have to. You kind of just have to go for it because there's no way of obtaining intel. you can maybe try to bait out a few shots, but that's a risky position to be in as well. So it's kind of a tough call to make at that point.
Yeah, I know, and like I said, in the middle of the round, it really does come down to the fact that, hey, they are not playing vertical very well. You know, Armada's vertical game is super weak. That Blackbeard pushing up White Stairs, yeah, you could have prevented that by just looking down at the bottom of White Stairs. I mean, yeah, sure, it is a Blackbeard, but again, you are above him, so you basically have the advantage in just about any situation here. And if you're Armada, you've got to try to figure out something, because right now they've just been pushing from the west side over every single round so far that they've attacked this. So something needs to be done, and what I'm saying needs to be done is they need to be, you know, looking down some more holes. They need to be, you know, trying to prevent that blitz from getting in your face with properly placed goo mines. Hopefully Flock will be able to figure it out this round.
I mean, so far he hasn't been putting any of them on any like nearby entry points. I don't even know where he has been putting his goo mines, but the blitz has walked in from blatant entry points, like early, like where everyone is going to enter from. Blitz just walks in there. There's not even a single goo mine over there. Gibb is going to find the first pick on Ainsley, though, so that's going to start off the round at a 5v4 with the Jaeger off the board. I'm not sure if he was able to get all of his ADSs out. Hopefully, kind of something you should probably get done during the prep phase, but he was one of their roamers for this setup. So now it's just going to be Flock that's downstairs. He does have this mirror window over here. Kind of gives him a little bit of cover while he's playing inside a bathroom, but he doesn't have any support from anyone now that the Jaeger has fallen. They might have some holes upstairs they can use, but Anthony with a shotgun on that hippo from above, exactly like you were saying. They just need the support from above.
Yeah, right now the rest of the attacking, attack basically has now kind of stalled up. There's just a Blackbeard outside of kitchen door essentially, and you can cover that from above. And looking at some of the outlines, I can tell you that they definitely should be looking from above. And that just allows Flock to just stay alive inside of here. He doesn't even need to be running around like he is right now. All he has to do is just kind of chill out. Detox needs to be looking down some holes. Anthony needs to be looking down some holes. Jay needs to be looking down some holes. Yeah, now they're finally using that bottom white angle. However, kitchen door is kind of what I would be worried about right now, because you have Flock downstairs in bathroom and no one's really helping him out. Flock is going to give away his position by shooting that drone. Tons of goo mines over by that bathroom door. He really does not want anyone going down into that hallway. Indeed, that's probably a smart decision there. Like I said, the rest of these defenders have done a decent job slowing up this attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's a minute left on the clock, and they have not made any progress since they lost that blitz. Udally did fall to the mirror that was up above, and then a Claymore is going to take out Detox after he misses a bunch of shots onto Gibb. It was kind of a potato between both of them there. Snuggling trying to get some shots onto Flock, but he's not actually able to land the kill. Flock being very low on health is still in a solid position because he can just stay alive and keep wasting Impact's time. There's a goo mine going off on Snuggling. He's going to try to play it safe. Gibb very low on health on this one over here. Now Anthony is going to fall, so that's the smoke that's down now, and Mira being brought a little bit low from that Zofia on the window. Flock does get the kill on Gibb, though, because he made his way, I think, all the way over to Watchtower there, and Matt has made his way up White Stairs, and there was a player. The Mira is right there, and I don't think that there's any intel on that. The shots are going to come off. Snuggling is going to get the kill onto Jay. It's 2v1 right now with Flock left on a retake with like 5 health left. He's going to be heading for a White Stairs retake, which puts him in a pretty risky position. Diffuser is going to start to get planted, and then he's going to step away for just a second to try to play it safe, keep from being shot from down below. And you have Matt here holding the angle onto White Stairs as Snuggling goes. He goes for the plant, but they had a camera there watching it, and that's going to cost Impact the round.
Oh man, Armada, you guys are really, really lucky. There are two kills that are 2 deaths that really should not have happened. One, I think it was Ainsley got picked right off the start of the round. I'm not sure what he was doing, if he was going for a spawn peek, if he just got spammed, but you cannot afford to die in like the first 10 seconds of the round. That just cannot happen. Number 2 is Detox jumping out kids' windows. That was absolutely unnecessary in all sense of the word. You guys were up a man advantage. It was a 4-on-3, and you decide to go jumping out. That just makes no sense, and that is just way over aggressive on Detox. And even if he got the kill, say he killed the Zofia, that is still really I still wouldn't call it worth it, honestly. Just keep the man advantage. Sit in your hole, like sit in your corner, don't get shot, and wait for them to start pushing in and getting into a choke point. You don't need to jump out on someone who's on rappel.
Yeah, it was a lot of risky moves, but in the end, I think while Armada was making a lot of risky moves, I think the major fatality there would be Impact had an IQ that couldn't find a Valkyrie camera.
Yeah, that is. I mean, and some of the Legion mines as well. There were tons of Legion mines inside of that hallway. I mean, obviously, it's kind of a rough spot to be in when you're in that bottom white, like right underneath the dining cam. Sure, I kind of understand, but guess what? Just use your utility a little bit, and you could have saved your team definitely a lot of headache there. Especially when you basically get 2 free kills there, you know, off the Detox and Ainsley picks. Regardless, we're going into the last round of this half, and it's going to be Armada downstairs. Still no mute. Remember, Thatcher has been banned, so you know a mute would definitely really help secure that front hatch, force them to go down those stairs, and maybe even potentially get a pump shotgun kill. Last time we saw this, Impact, they basically just pushed the backside with a blitz. I think this is the first round we haven't seen a blitz.
Yeah, this is the first round so far, but Hippo is still on that entry fragger role, which is something that he's known for. He's a very strong entry fragger as long as there's someone properly supporting him with a drone. And if he gets into the right position with someone droning for him, he could be nearly impossible to go against for many teams in CCS. So on that Ash, we'll see how his playstyle changes as opposed to when he was on the Blitz, because as the Blitz, he's able to play a little bit more aggressive, obviously because he has the shield, which gives him a bit of an advantage while he's sprinting straight at people. But on the Ash, that gives him the advantage of longer range fights. We'll see what it does to change Impact's round out, but so far what we're seeing on this downstairs hold for Armada is the same as what we saw before, where Impact just kind of takes way too long to really get into position.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It is now basically halfway through the round, and they're just now taking attic control when there was no roamers inside of tower. Like, really? That cannot happen. Like, you really need to start, getting these drones in a lot quicker, start getting defenders or attackers in much quicker, start taking control. They could have, at this point, they should be attacking the site, based off of how Armada is playing. Armada is playing a very defensive, very, I don't want to say scared style, but they're very, very passive. Like, they're not taking any gunfights whatsoever. They've basically all fallen out, either back to the site or they've escaped out into the west side of the map. It's going to be up to them to try and retake attic and retake meeting, because if not, I do think that Impact should be able to just walk over the site with this Blackbeard leading the charge.
I mean, they're in position now, and Gibb is actually going to get the shots onto Jay. And then another down the hallway onto Anthony, putting it to a 5v3. 50 seconds left in the round. The execution is coming in. Utility is going to find Ainsley now. It's a 5 versus 2. It looks like Impact has control of the site, and it's just Detox now standing at the bottom of Laundry Stairs. He does get the down onto the player in the hallway. Diffuser is down, and Impact is in the perfect spot to just sit here and finish off this first half ahead by 1 round.
Yeah, this is honestly, something that is I've seen throughout this really does come down to Armada not knowing the difference of when it's okay to be aggressive and when you need to be aggressive and playing aggro, compared to when you need to be a little bit more passive and play a little bit more of like a fall off sort of game. And this round kind of demonstrates that point very well. It's like they play super passive when this is the round they should be playing aggressive. However, the round previous, when we saw Detox jumping out the window and Ainsley dying early, doing something, I don't know what he was doing, but that's being too aggressive. Like, they don't know where that perfect balance is, and unfortunately, they lost the half due to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that can end up, being costly when you play as aggressive as Impact just did, but Armada was not ready for it in the slightest.
No, not at all. But we've swapped sides, so now it's Impact's turn to try and play the game. They are also not bringing a mute. That is just so surprising to me. You're not going to bring a mute, but hey, go. Oh, he read my mind. Hey,
Hippo can be a solid mute player too.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if they're going to use him as a roaming mute. So I tend to talk a little bit about more about Impact when I'm watching their matches or casting their matches, because I know all of these players very well. Specifically Hippo. Hippo actually basically taught me from the ground up how to play Siege. So a lot of what I know is due to him. So I don't know. He has that C4, which is useful. So they've got 2 C4s right now, unless Utility decided to bring one as well. And then that mute jammer without a Thatcher to counter it, as you were pointing out, that Armada refused to bring.
Yeah, this, I'm looking at Armada's lineup, and this tells me that they're probably going to go for the front. With that Habana, you're really going to have a tough time, pushing the backside. However, Impact has not reinforced stage wall from what I'm seeing. So they did reinforce blue. Okay, fair play, but you definitely, I would rather have stage wall over blue. That's just personal preference. Because now, guess what? Oh, no. Okay, Songling is going for the very late reinforcement. That is super risky, but hey, at least he's getting it eventually. Oh, no, he's only getting one. So this is kind of sketchy. This is definitely a sketchy setup because, like I said, if Armada decided that they wanted to take Big Tower, it would be very easy to clear out meeting because I'm fairly certain that they don't have attic control either. It's just, hey, let's just hope they don't go back tower. But thankfully for them, Armada is deciding, hey, they're just going to go for the west over push. Twitch drone from Detox isn't going to be able to connect, but the rest of the droning operations has commenced.
Yeah, and what we're seeing early is a team kill. A team kill is what we're seeing early. And finally, and there's a trade. At least Detox got snuggling after that. That's going to be the smoke off the board for Impact, which is kind of huge. I'm not sure why the smoke was in a position where he could get taken out like that. Not the smartest move from snuggling. So,
okay, playing top main stairs as smoke, that's a pretty usual thing. However, what's more important right now is that there is a defender sitting upstairs inside of kids. I believe that is Hippo. Yeah, this is definitely Hippo, and Anthony will be able to pick him off as Hippo decided to not go and fall out. So that is going to be 2 picks now for Armada. Might even find another. That is going to be the 3rd. So Impact now down to 2 defenders. But as I was saying, the smoke top main stairs, that is definitely something that you're going to see, especially at higher levels of play. He's mainly there to support any sort of like Roman kitchen and just basically deny drone intel. However, he got a little bit aggressive there, so he really wasn't able to make it work. And now it's going to be that mute jammer is really going to kind of come in and be like, okay, well, they actually managed to get it. So it didn't actually delay them for too long, but they had the right idea, I suppose.
they tried, at least.
They tried. Yeah, they tried.
But,
A for effort.
I understand what you're saying with the smoke, but they had no Roman kitchen. Like you were saying, it does kind of support a Roman kitchen. They had no control of that. A C4 from Matt, though, is going to take out Jay, putting it to a 2v3, and the diffuser is down. Twitch is going to go in, going to try to grab that diffuser, and the plant is going to start to go down. And now from Ainsley, he's going to set off his EE1D once again, and Matt is going to be downed by the line from above. They know that he's down because he did just get marked. Gib is going to find the kill onto Detox, but Anthony gets the shots right back at Gib. And with the mirror being down, that's going to be the end of the round. Armada taking their first attacking round.
That's definitely a good way to start out this half. Regardless, I got to say, yeah, I'll Impact. I don't know. I want to say that the smoke was just supporting the roam up in kids. Like, he's up in kids. He distracts for a little bit, and then he drops down. However, I don't think that the setup was really, I don't know, it didn't really help their case, is what I'm going to say. And the reason why I say that is that if they realize that there's someone sitting inside of kids, yeah, that can happen. You're going to get lined and you're going to get Blackbird. However, if they were smart, they could just sit someone inside a kitchen and then just wait for him to drop down, and then you basically have a free kill. We didn't really see that because obviously Hippo decided that he was just going to peek at Blackbeard. He died inside of kids. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would have rather have seen a hold inside of kitchen maybe, so that way he has a proper drop and that the smoke has an actual job at the top of main stairs instead of just sitting at the top of main stairs dying to someone running into kitchen because there is no roam in kitchen, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I think one of the issues, so they're holding downstairs again. I want to keep an eye on Matt for a second, see if maybe he messed up during his setup, because he opens up that pantry wall after putting, he puts a window on that wall, and then he opens it up so that you can kind of shoot through it. I wonder if maybe he's supposed to open a hatch as well.
Oh, the hatch was open.
Was it open?
Yeah.
So
no,
Hippo just didn't fall back to it. Okay, I thought the hatch was actually closed. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Hippo made a poor call there. And I think that kind of happened several times that round. So we'll see if they're able to learn from it. That's one of the biggest things in Siege, is taking a loss and learning from it.
Well, regardless, looks like Armada has decided to swap things up completely. They are now going for a tower take, and I didn't get to see how Stage looked, but if Stage is looking like it was the last time, then it should be an easy push. Yeah, okay, so yeah, stage is completely soft. So this should be Armada's round. Definitely should be Armada's round.
We'll see how things start to play out. They're trying to drone out. You'd think if they saw that wall being soft, they would have pushed in a little bit more aggressive right now. But it seems like they're taking their time, which is okay. Like, take your time, make sure you get the intel. But you got to make sure that you don't stall out. One of the biggest issues with teams is they'll go for any kind of push and they'll just completely stall out. They're not getting intel or anything. They're really just sitting there waiting for somebody to peek them. On defense, that's fine. You can sit there and wait for somebody to peek you. But when you're attacking, you really need to take you need to take the you need to take the initiative and move in for the kills. And it looks like they're not even really focusing on meeting. They're firing some shots here and there, but they're not really focusing on getting anything into there. Anthony does find Utility, though, who was the Legion who was playing in the meeting. So giving them a little bit of ground, and I think the Hippo on the Bandit has fallen back downstairs. Yeah, so he's going to be on Laundry Stairs now. So it's going to be a mostly turtle defense from this point out in the round.
A little bit unfortunate there with the Habanas just missing one of the charges. Gotta be careful about that. Regardless, yeah, no, this was it could have been a lot faster, don't get me wrong, but the rest of the attack from Armada was it was fine. You know, taking the attic, shooting down at any of the defenders, they got a kill from it. You know, the rest of the defenders who were in meeting had to fall out. Perfect. Now they need to start working on the site. They've got a minute. This is kind of the critical point where if they stall, they're going to lose the round. But if they get down there, then they actually have a chance. Now, with just a Habana with only one charge left, they're not going to be able to open up blue wall. So it's going to be mainly pressuring from the drops and from the back stairs. But we also have a flank from Hippo coming up. Good timing.
I mean, this is, and there, so there's the first kill onto Detox. And now Hippo's going to go ahead and peek both a Blackbeard and a Habana, not find the kills. Matt is going to take out Flop, though. It's going to be a 3v3, and EE1D is going to go off from Ainsley on that Lion. Impact hunkering down on site for the last 30 seconds of this. Anthony making his way down towards Harry Potter. He's going to look towards that bomb, towards the shelving over there. Mira's not peeking it just yet, and it would be wise not to peek it. And Gibb is going to be hanging tight by this wall. Matt with a beautiful C4 there is going to take out Ainsley and Jay, leaving it all up to Anthony on the Blackbeard. He has to try to push up. He has no intel, no support, and he has to try to make his way all the way onto site and get 3 kills. It's not looking too great there. He does find the first one onto Snuggling, though, and now Impact's going to play it safe. He's going to run in, and Matt is going to find the kill, shoot through the shelving.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying, I think the round previous, where I was saying, you know, with the Habana, you're going to want to do like a West take and you're going to want to try and push the front stairs. And that's basically for that exact reason. You know, you have no way to open up blue. You're basically just dropping down hatches and you're running down long haul towards a mirror. That is not the play. That is definitely not the play. One thing that's interesting to note is that the way Impact is playing in that basement right now, it's playing with a reactive mirror. And what I mean by that is they have 2 places that can be reinforced and where the mirror can go, which means as soon as they figure out which sort of take the enemy is doing, they're going to put that mirror down immediately to try and, you know, play against that. Now, if Armada realized that, they could say, okay, let's try to fake a push down that mirror, make them put down that mirror, and then let's go the opposite direction, right? So in that case, let's start pushing tower. Let's, you know, bait them into saying, hey, you know, we're definitely going tower, and then let's swap it up. Let's do a front take at the same time, right? You know, or get it going down late. Then the mirror is facing the backside, and it isn't helping them at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential with that reactive mirror, and its potential to either be a huge help to the team or to be completely fatal to the team. Because it takes some time to put up a mirror window, and it puts you in a pretty tough position if you get peeked. So it relies on the rest of your team covering you when you go to place that reactive mirror. And if your team isn't in the best position for it, or say you put yourself in the wrong position, things can go completely south the second you try to put that up.
I don't know. I might disagree with you there, because usually what happens is that you're going to put that mirror up like before the danger comes. Like if the attackers have control of meeting and they're getting ready to nade the 90 mirror, like, and you're then trying to put up a mirror, Yeah, okay, sure, but usually you're going to realize what sort of take that's going to be happening before that point, and you'll be able to put up a mirror before the hatches are even open. So it shouldn't be an issue if you're playing it properly, but I see what you mean. Like, if it gets too late in the round, then yeah, it's pretty much over for you.
Yeah, but it's nice to see. It's a little bit of a flexibility in the way that they, hold the site. So I like it, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I mean, the flexible mirror is good, but it puts the burden of exploitation on the attackers. It's really up to them to figure out, oh, hey guys, they're doing this whole flexible mirror thing. It's time to do a fake push, or it's trying to bait out that mirror placement. Once the mirror placement is down, then you just go the other way, and it's a free take from there. But if you can make the attackers not realize that, or you can be very conservative with your placements until you know for sure what sort of take they're going for, then it can be very effective, because then guess what, you have a second mirror that you get to play upstairs in meeting, protecting pantry, for example.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to the teams, though. I like seeing a little bit of diversity in the way that we see sites played. In CCS, we tend to see things go the same way quite often. But Jay is going to find the first pick of this round onto Matt. But there's just a minute left on the clock, and there's really been no ground gained by the attackers. They've got a guy on the window over here. They've got Jay on this window who did find a kill on the Matt. He's going to open that mirror window, and now they've got the Blackbeard on big window. But the C4 from Hippo is going to take out Jay. Utily's still down here in Dining Hall. He's going to have the potential to run out, stop anybody else from going up onto those windows. There is one attacker that's still outside of this dining doorway, and it's Flock, who's very low on health. And an EE1D is going to go off, kind of stopping Impact from really reacting to anything, as Ainsley is going to find the kill onto Hippo, and Blackbeard is making his way towards the bottom of the white stairs there. Flock is going to get taken out by Utily now, though, as Anthony trades it back on Utily, and then Gibb takes out Ainsley. So it's a 2v2 right now. A lot of damage going on to Detox. Anthony still downstairs. He's going to go for the shots. He's going to get taken out by Gibb, and then Snuglin is going to finish off Detox, and Impact is going to take round 8.
That's really weird. And the reason why I say it's weird is that the attackers really didn't need to push underneath. And the reason why I say that is that, honestly, you had all the control in the world that you needed to just go and do a jump in. You have that mirror open, and coming from Armada, obviously, like I said, they don't really know the difference between when they need to be aggressive and when they don't need to be aggressive. But it's like something made them scared to have to not push, or to make them push downstairs. Obviously, Pulse is banned, which means if you just find some little corner somewhere in the site, you're going to be fine. The number one issue you have to watch out for is pre-opened holes and just defenders looking up through the hole if they're in kitchen, for example. But besides that, just hop in big window, get aggressive, hop in through middle window as well. Find those picks, realize, hey, there's like 3 or 4 people down there. We don't need to fight that. Let's just go right for the site, find a safe plant, and then go for it and defend it from outside.
Yeah, I mean, but that comes down to the calls that are being made in game, and we don't hear their communications. So maybe it was a bad read from their in-game leader, or they decided that they were a little too worried about the people that were downstairs. But unfortunately, that round did not go very well for Armada at all. The trades kind of started going back and forth for a minute there, but in the end, none of them were in position to support each other when they needed to in those last 30 seconds. So they're out of position, no support. They're going to get shot at and not be able to get it traded back.
10 seconds to go.
I like this twitch drone placement from Flock. As soon as Matt puts down that mirror, he should be going right for it. Now look at this. Impact is actually now reinforcing stage. They've realized, hey, if they're going to go backstairs, let's reinforce stage. That is definitely a good swap up there. However, like I said, Armada definitely should be going for that for that west push, and indeed they are. But regardless, Flock needs to be able to get that mirror open in pantry, and if they can get that mirror open in pantry, they're looking really solid. I think Yeah, he's got his twister in position now, and he should be able to just walk right through the drone hole. Very unexpected. There it goes. That's about as easy as it's ever going to get. That's going to severely weaken it. Now, right now, if you... Ooh, what a good shot from Flock, just holding the angle. Usually getting a little bit aggressive there. Didn't quite need to. And looks like Hippo's going to be looking for a refrag as well. And maybe at this point it's worth it. But when it's still a 5-on-5, just give them the ground to start with. You don't need to be risking your life.
Yeah, losing Legion that early on was pretty fatal. He doesn't get the chance to he doesn't get the chance to really utilize any of his utility. So it's kind of a waste to be losing him that early in the round. Not many goo mines are going to be put up. And now meeting is really just going to completely fall to Armada. And they're going for a full, take from kitchen and front lobby. And they just need to hold on to meeting now.
Well, right now, with Armada also having meeting, that is actually really important. And it just comes down to just making a plain old execute down those front stairs. I'm sure the mirror is probably going to be facing the front stairs, that reactive mirror like we've been seeing. But even then, that really shouldn't be too big of a deal, especially if you have 1:22. You can really start working your way down this front stairs, but they haven't really done that yet. They're stalling for some reason. What are they waiting on?
They did know that Hippo ran towards rear stage, but I don't think they have any idea where he is right now. So I think they might be a little bit worried about him potentially going for a flank or potentially catching them off guard. Ainsley is going to find Gibbs, though, putting it to a 3v5. They're starting their execute down the stairs here. It looks like Blackbeard's going to go ahead and peek that. First smoke canister is going to come out. 50 seconds left in the round, and Grenade's going to come in and bring Snugland very low. Slightly stalled out now, and EE1D is going to come out, and Ainsley's going to find the kill onto Snugland. That's the smoke off the board. There goes their plant denial. They have Matt on this mirror with his C4. He's going to try to get that over towards that laundry machine. They baited out correctly, but Matt is going to get the C4 onto Jay anyways. Flock finds Hippo, though, leaving Matt in a 1v4, and Flock is right behind him, pushing up towards his plaza right now. He's ready for it. The flashbang is going to go off, and Matt is not going to land the shots. Flock is going to get the kill onto Matt to take round 9 for Armada.
Well, they are keeping it pretty close. I will say, we did say at the very beginning of this that it is going to be close. Flock is going to disconnect. Thankfully, he was just in time to be able to clean up that round for him, but maybe we'll be able to get a pause in order. But yeah, I like that round, honestly, from Armada. Impact, not so much. I think playing a little bit too aggressive there in meeting, holding an open hatch like that or trying to peek it is that's risky, and that is he definitely lost his life to that. Regardless, we're going to have a quick rehost, and it is 5-4 match point.
I'm just going to say this right now. At some point, I'm going to go back to this VOD, and I'm going to clip exactly what happened right after that mirror window got opened, because Udally was standing there. The mirror window got opened, and he looked at the drone, shot it, and then just kind of sat there for a second and realized what happened.
Yeah, it's like it didn't register that you're opened, and he's just still looking through it thinking it's closed.
No, I think he knew it was open, but it was kind of like a moment of realization. He was like, crap, I just let that happen. And then he goes and peeks it dies immediately. Yeah. So, not the smartest decision to make right after the mirror window got opened, but it happened. We're going to go ahead and go for a quick rehost. I'm not sure if we're going to take a short break here or if we're going to be able to talk through this. Not sure
it all depends on how quick they can get back into the lobby.
Looks like we're being told that we're going to take a short break. So there's probably going to be some music up for you guys, maybe a timer, some fancy graphics and all that stuff. But yeah, you guys have fun. We'll be right back while we get this rehost underway.
suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Crazy Man. I am still joined tonight by the incredible Talon. But anyways, tonight we're back from the rehost. Impact at 5, Armada at 4. Impact still on defense, and Armada on attack. Unfortunately, one of the players' PCs crashed, which caused the rehost. But we're back now. We're ready for this round. It is match point for Impact, or it's the time for Armada to bring it into overtime.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, from what we saw last round, once again, we're going to be seeing Impact go downstairs. But last round, we saw the exact same thing, and Armada played it out fairly well. They realized, okay, let's just go back for a West clear. They got the mirrors open. Flock got a couple of kills, and then he DC'd. But regardless, honestly, I was pretty impressed. Armada, they just took it step by step, and it went slow. However, it was as slow as it needed to be, and it was as quick as it needed to be at the same time. So it was really, really well paced. We are going to be seeing a Maestro now come out from Snuggling. Hopefully they'll be able to use this, get a little bit more intel on, where exactly they're planting. We did see Matt did pull off a C4 kill. So honestly, I don't know. We'll see exactly how well they use those Maestros. But if you look at the operator utility here, they only have that Sophia. Honestly, this would have been a really like 100 IQ, 200 IQ play, with a castle, because they only have basically the Habana and the Sophia to really get rid of any sort of castle. So a castle play would have been really, really cheeky, but unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that come out. It's just going to be the Maestros. However, if he uses them correctly, I could see it being really, really effective, because you've got the ADSs. And you've got these Maestros. Well, I don't know if I like this pot that Snugglin's putting it right at the bottom of the stairs, because that's where the Sophia is going to be going in for the clear. They're going to try to clear out those barbs. So I don't know if you want to put it too close to there, but I think on top of that washing machine should be fine. Regardless, it'll be interesting to see, because they also decided to bring out the mute at the same time. So they're trying to pull out all the stops to try and prevent Armada from just walking right on in like they did last time, essentially.
Yeah, at this point, Impact can't take any chances, and a chance is what they just took, as Matt took quite a while to get that mirror window set up, but there's a mute jammer there this time to stop that Twitch drone from coming right in and taking out that mirror window.
Yeah, perfect.
So Hippo's
honestly
a little bit safer in meeting for now. Gives him potential to keep this roam going, and it looks like Anthony's made his way upstairs. And, Armada is still going for the same take that they went for last time. So we'll see how well they're able to flush Impact out of meeting with, without getting that mirror window open as early as they did before.
Exactly, and you can already see the immediate implication of putting that mute jammer there, and it's perfect. It stops the Twitch drone coming in from. He didn't see the first laser. That's going to mean that mirror is now ineffective. A Habana coming out as well on the southwest corner of meeting. So they really do not want anyone playing in that spot. Hippo is just once again playing super aggressive on this here to kill drones, and he will just do just that. Armada though, okay, sure, you've got the wall open, but what is your plan to actually go and take a meeting? Obviously, they have one in kitchen and they've got main lobby control, but besides that, if I were them, start working on attic if you have the opportunity. But I don't think that they have the soft destruction to actually get into attic. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, it looks like Ainsley is going to try to spray that open. It's not going to do too much, but Anthony now taking out Hippo, and then Detox taking out Gib. Meeting control has fallen to Armada. going to be 3 defenders still standing downstairs. Snuggling, I think, still has both of his Evil Eyes standing. Utili in kind of a risky position. His body is pretty much right behind that soft wall, so he could potentially get shot from that. It's all about which way you're leaning sometimes. So there comes one of the Zophias to get rid of those that barbed wire that's at the bottom there. I didn't notice if the Evil Eye got taken out with that, but a smoke canister is going to come out, try to stop the plant. Not going to succeed, though. I believe the plant's going to start to go down, unless they did. It seems like they... No, so Hibana is there now, going for the plant. The diffuser has gone down. Hibana being brought to about half health. It's a 3v5. They have to go for a retake, and they have to try to get rid of this diffuser. So it's going to be really tough for them as Jay now finds Snuggling. It's a 2v5. Anthony taking out Matt. It's all up to Utili, who I'm not even sure where he is right now. So he's pushed his way up, but Anthony is going to be right at the bottom of those stairs, and he's just going to shut him down. Armada completely destroyed Impact throughout the entire duration of that round.
Yeah. I gotta say, where was the C4? Where was any other intel? Did they have the Maestro still in place? That's really kind of questionable, if you ask me. I thought that the Maestro was still in place, because the reason why is because Sophia cleared out that barb, but I didn't think that that Maestro was in range of the impact. Maybe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that there was still a Maestro there, and I don't know if maybe that the Maestro just couldn't see the plant. I'm not sure.
I didn't get to catch what happened with the Maestro. But there is potential that what happened with the Zofia charge was the impact blast hit one of those bars that's at the bottom of the stairs and had the radius to take out the barbed wire and the Evil Eye. So that's potentially what could have happened. There's a lot of things that could have happened, but I think the main issue with that round for Impact, the Twitch drone. He should have seen that first zap miss. He heard it go off, and instead of playing at an angle where he could prevent it from getting back into position, he fell back. They opened it up, and then he was still playing it with it opened. That is a huge mistake to be making when you still have meeting control, and there was like a minute 30 left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it fundamentally, it wasn't actually like the end-all be-all, and the reason why is because they ended up Armada ended up actually Hibanaing that southwest corner of meeting, and once you Hibana that immediately nullifies that mirror anyway. So that not missing or not hitting that Twitch drone, okay, yeah, it's kind of important, but it still wasn't like they would have like won the round if they had magically killed that Twitch drone. Regardless, I do think it just comes to honestly Impact just playing way too aggressive inside of meeting. I mean, 2 of them died peeking open holes against people with ACOGs. Like, guys, what are you doing? You do not need to be doing that.
Curiosity killed the cat. Don't keep peeking your head out. The mistakes were made, though. We are moving into overtime now, so it's going to be Impact starting on defense. And, yeah, I mean, they have to win 2 rounds in a row if they're going to take this. They're starting upstairs. They had some pretty solid holds upstairs, but I think it was mainly because Armada was making a lot of mistakes. It looks like Armada has completely changed up their attack to take upstairs. They were going for meeting, or not for meeting, they were going for dining and, small tower and making their way in on the entire west side of the map before. But now they're going for an east side take. They're pushing in towards Master. Look where Flock is. He's already in, a great position all the way up Armory corridor here. They know that the attic is closed off. Thermite is getting an opening there so they can play from Armory. They're putting themselves into a solid position to go for an east take, and I'm not sure that Impact is really in the best position to counter that.
Yeah, exactly. And because, guess what? The pulse ban really means that you're not really worried about getting C4'd anywhere. Somehow Detox, I think he might have dropped to his down. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but regardless, what I want to see right now from Armada is actually someone on big window. This mirror is going to be playing, over near that big window. So just get someone big window and then just start going right for the site. Open it right up and smoke and go in. Speaking of going in, it's going to be hopefully getting that thermite wall open if they haven't already. They have actually gotten it up, and they've already wasted a couple gas grenades.
I mean, this is huge for Armada. They've got 5 people still standing. Yeah, Detox is at half health, but a minute 10 left in the round. They're in position to execute on this east side here. They've got everything open that they need to be open. They're in a solid position. I think Hippo is at the top of Watchtower. Potentially, he could try to fire in towards the main stairs there, but Flock now throwing his Candelas in. The execute is going to come out as an EE1D gets set off, And one of the attackers is pushing their way into generator. The shot's going to come off. Anthony's going to take out Utility. Snuggling takes out Jay. And then Flock and Detox both find their own kills, putting it to a 2 versus 4 right now. 40 seconds left on the clock. It is just Gib and Hippo. The diffuser has been planted. They have to go for the retake, but Anthony gets shut down, making his way up the white stairs. Hippo now in bathroom on the first floor. He's going to try to see if he can find anybody from below, but he's not going to be able to. An EE1D is going to go off. That's going to waste a lot of time, and it's going to mark Hippo, so he's going to get shot at from above. Nothing is going to connect, though. So he's still at full health. He heads towards the bottom of white stairs, gets some shots off onto Flock while not taking any damage himself. The timer is over halfway down, and he has to go for the retake, but Anthony is there holding the angle. He's going to get the headshot on the Hippo, and Armada is going to win the first round of overtime.
Yep, very, very good start if you were Armada. And I definitely like the attack from Armada, but I really wasn't impressed from the defense from Impact. Obviously, they lost, but regardless, I wanted to see a little bit more aggressive play style at that point. I know that's a weird thing for me to say about Impact. However, like at that point, they were all just playing really scared. They were just over by dining for some reason. They were going somewhere else as well. Like they were just all over on the west side, and they needed to be trying to pressure that front door, try and flank a little bit more as well. And unfortunately, it's just like they didn't try anything. Like they didn't try to stop the plant very well. I mean, they could have smoked, but they didn't know. They didn't have the info of where they were planting, so it was like didn't really matter. The C4 didn't really come out from the mirror either, so it's just like they needed to have something up their sleeve, but unfortunately, he didn't really. So that's what it comes down to in my book.
Yeah, they were set up to prevent a west side take. They had all the positions held down. They were there ready for it, but it didn't seem like they had any rotates to give themselves position to move from west to east if the take started coming in from like it did came in from Armory was the first push, with Flock just making his way right up Armory corridor there. So
yeah,
there was a lot that Impact could have done there and should have done there, but they were not ready for it in the slightest. And I think Armada kind of had a solid read on that after they droned out and noticed that everybody was in position to hold for West. And I mean, Hippo was at the top of Watchtower. There's only so much that you can do from up there, and then after you give away your position up there, you've got 2 paths that you can take, which both end up leading towards the same room. You can go through basement, it's going to end up putting you up laundry stairs into the main lobby. Or you can go through meeting, which is going to put you into the main lobby. So, because I don't think they had a rotate open between meeting and pantry there. But it looks like we are going to be going for a rehost. One of the players was unable to load in.
Yeah, unfortunate. Honestly, I don't know, because I'm thinking they also had the lion outside, like Armada had that lion outside as well at the front door. Yeah, that's why it just comes back down to, for me, it's just Impact needs to find one place to get aggressive and push. If you need to send the mirror underneath with a C4 to C4 some plant, you got to do it. If you need to flank up main stairs, guess what? Get 2 of you guys, go jump out on the guy outside front door and try to kill him. You got to do something. Don't just stand there and just kind of take it, essentially. And that's pretty much what they did. Armada, they did exactly what they needed to do, and it worked out in their favor. I mean, hey, that's all they had to do.
Yeah, they played it well, and that's why they got the first round of overtime. Not sure if we're going to be taking a quick break on this rehost. We are getting that underway though. Yeah, so I am being told we're going to take a short break. So stick around. Once again, we're going to have some nice music up for you guys, some fancy graphics. Myself and Talon will be right back with this match.
With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah. Connect the dots straight to the start of intoxicating want. Lingering touch, these soft words whispered in the dark. Set my heart on fire.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CCS Season 3 North America. We are still on Impact versus Armada on Oregon. We are in overtime round 2 right now, and Armada is leading by 1 point. I am joined tonight by the incredible Talon.
Greetings for the third time now in this map.
Hey, listen, it happens. We're still in it for the long run. I like this match. It's going the distance.
It is.
But it's exciting nonetheless. And it might not be exciting in the sense that all of the action happens in 5 to 10 seconds. It's exciting in the sense that both of these teams keep doing something different. There has not been someone smacking their head against the wall thinking, hey, if we keep doing this, it's going to work. You know? So I like to see that adaptation in teams. It makes for exciting matches to watch. But we are moving on to the second round of overtime. We're going to have Impact attacking. And once again, we see Hippo on the Ash right now. 6-pick phase, and nobody is going to change any of their operators. So Impact was pretty successful those first few attacking rounds when they had a Hippo on the Blitz. Do you think that they've learned that Armada knows what to do now since they got that shotgun kill on him from above? Do you think that's the main reason that he's not bringing the Blitz again?
Yeah, I think they're just getting really scared of this vertical pressure now from Armada. You know, like we were saying, Armada started off really kind of shaky, you know, just looking down holes. But I think they've kind of sort of cleaned it up. They've kind of figured out what they need to be doing. And, you know, honestly, good on them. Now, if you're Impact, there's an easy way to counter that. And that is to open up all the windows and kind of take away some of the ability for the defenders to look down, you know, take their attention away, and then guess what? Now you can start running that blitz again. Then you can start, you know, trying to get away with, you know, pushing into sight. But as it stands right now, I don't think it's really good for Impact to just be running, you know, no blitz, because I really only was impressed with them when they did have the blitz. So, you know, finding a way to make sure that they can do the blitz is probably going to be like their way to win.
Yeah, we'll find out. One thing I do want to know real quick, Gib with an early kill on Ainsley. This is the second time that Armada has had a Jaeger fall immediately during a round, so it's a little tough. But one thing I did want to note was this is going back way back to season 1 of CCS. You were casting, and you said that one of the most beneficial things for attackers to do could be to just open up everything and make the defenders have to look everywhere. Whoa, Matt and Utility with Marine style execution, they're taking out Flock and Jay, and Armada is down to 2v5 right now. Wow.
We're sitting here talking, having a grand old time, and you know they're over here slaying, right?
They interrupted my conversation with you. I wanted to ask if that still stands, but a C4 from Detox is going to interrupt us again, and Utility is going to fall on that big window. Blackbeard off the board. Anthony pretty low on health. Detox still sitting at full health, and now they know the attackers are going to know where Anthony was because he starts shotgunning open that floor. Snuggling has made his way up Armory Corridor. It looks like he's going to go ahead and open up the closet doorway here. Anthony is down below quarter health. Hippo and Matt both floating around half health, but they do have a huge man advantage right now as it is a 4v2 still. Minute 15 left on the clock. Impact has all the time in the world and the utility in the world to get ready, but Detox shuts down just a little bit of that utility by taking out Matt as he goes to throw that grenade. Like Anthony here going for some shots towards the Twitch. Twitch is, or no, Hippo is going to get down. That's the Ash downed outside and then finished off by the smoke canister. And Armada bringing it back from the brink, but Gib now finding Detox. It's the 2 versus 1. The diffuser is going to start to go down, and they have Smoke's footprints. He is going to be pinged now. That gives Impact everything that they need to work with. The shots are going to come out, though. Gib with a flick. That low health on Anthony is going to cost Armada the round. I think he hip-fired that. Oh, no, he was a little... Wow.
The shotgun, he whiffed the shotgun.
Yep.
Dude, that was almost actually really nuts.
That was a huge round from Gib, though. Huge round from Gib.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I do think it comes down to Ainsley just dying so early off the start of the round. And I don't understand why, but he is. And he's just peeking or he's in bad positions, and he cannot be doing that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to lose any player that early in the round, and then losing a Jaeger too, especially when their Jaeger is one of their roamers, because that shuts down the roam very early on and gives Impact it gives them a little bit more confidence in their push. It gives them the ability to push a little bit quicker, and it could even save a few drones for them, which potentially later on in the round can come into huge play when they need that intel. And another one of the really nice things that went in favor of Impact during that round was the Jackal being alive till the end. He was able to get Smoke's footsteps, and that gave them the intel that they really needed to know exactly where the smoke was. The person that was planting the diffuser, I didn't actually catch it. Did the diffuser get planted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a thermite. It was literally just, like half a second. Like he got it down and then he was dead instantly. So really just the timing was just so unfortunate.
Yeah, but that diffuser was down, and then with Gib being on the white stairs with the smoke being tracked, he could have played it safe, but I think he was peeking at the top of white stairs, which could have been costly. But all around, that was a pretty solid round from Impact. The aggression on Kitchen, right after they got rid of Ainsley, they just knew that they could push into sight, and they made sure that they pushed into sight. But moving into this round, we've got the same lineup that we've been seeing from Armada, except they have a Thermite instead of a Habana. And then also, we've seen the Ying a few times on Flock, but we've also seen a Twitch coming into play too. But they're going for a north east side take. They're going for a watchtower and potentially a blue take, it looks like. And the last time they did this to Impact, they kind of completely destroyed them.
It all came down to that stage wall. And once again, that stage wall is soft. And it's just like, why? Why did they not learn their lesson from the regulation time? And I mean, obviously they haven't. And unfortunately, for Armada, is that I think that they're very easy to read. And I think Impact kind of knows that. And they're like, all right, listen, guys, they're going into the tower. We know they're going for a tower side tick because really Armada hasn't done anything too wild to change anything up or anything like that. So if you're Impact, you're basically completely equipped to kind of figure out exactly what you need to do and get in and get the job done. However, Ainsley's going to start things off. That's going to be Gib. One of their better fraggers is now off the board. He was sitting at the bottom of stairs. Yeah, he just got caught out in the hallway there again. And yeah, Armada just needs to slow play it at the moment. Just slow play it and then just walk right in, cover all your angles, make sure you don't get run out on. And this should be a fairly standard round for you.
But I think Hippo is still floating around upstairs. They've got Utility on the Meister this time. So we brought out both of the new operators. We got Hippo on that alibi is actually going to find Flock. So that's going to even it out to a 4v4. He puts up one of his holograms to try to bait out some of the attackers. And Utility now finding Ainsley to put it to a 4 versus 3. A minute left on the clock. Armada kind of stalled out. They've got some openings here and there that they can kind of work with, but nobody inside of blue now. You've got Anthony and Detox over here on the rear stairs, on Watchtower stairs. And Hippo is going to get droned out, but he's just kind of sitting safe here because, you know, there's nobody coming from garage. There's nobody coming from anywhere else. Jay is going to shoot one of those holograms. He might have to walk through this hologram unless he decides to shoot it. But Hippo is going to be in garage, wasting a lot of time. 38 seconds left in this round. And, I mean, Armada is completely stalled out. It looks like Jay is going to go ahead and try to open up that hatch. One of the other attackers is going to shoot one of those holograms and get marked. Hippo's just playing it safe. He's making them scared, and he's going to get into position to go for a flank if he needs to. That's a solid call from Hippo. Utility is going to get hit by one of those concussion shots from the Zofia, and it looks like the execute is going to start to come underway. A C4 is going to go out, but it's not going to find any kills. Jay is an electric. Utility finds Anthony, but Detox takes it back and then falls snuggling. Sir Fatmat takes out Detox and Jay, though, with 2 beautiful headshots to give impact. Round 3 of overtime.
I don't think that's actually a good half, Matt, deciding to call it, but no, it is. The game is not over. Funny enough for him. No, honestly, that really does come down to just allowing a roamer to get in through the front door, or the front meeting door. And one of the little nuances, I guess you could say, of a back tower take is that you need someone sitting front door to watch that. Because if you're going to allow the defenders to just walk in through split, yeah, that's going to happen to you. You're going to have someone like Hippo just walk right in and get a free pick on you. You know, when you're going for that back tower take, it's very, very important that you keep meeting control so you can sit above those hatches and start really trying to work the defenders. But if you're not keeping front door control and you're not preventing anyone from going into split, you're going to find yourself dying really, really quickly. And that is what we kind of saw that time right there. And also the lack of nades. Noted that they could have gotten some nades if they had any. They didn't. And just tossed it down 90, kill the guy at the mirror. I think that was the Echo. Maybe make things a little bit easier for you. The Maestro, which was sitting in the hallway, you could have naded him out as well. Guess what? They could have also said if they had someone front door, obviously you would have denied the alibi playing in split by just sitting in front door, but you could have also pushed down the main stage very late in the round. You could have killed, I believe it was Smoke, just playing in A, playing in the opposite side, holding down the hallway as well. So honestly, not really impressed with what we saw there from Armada. It seems like they have the right idea, but they're so easy to read, and I think that's really showing.
One of the interesting things too is with Hippo on that alibi, he threw down some holograms later on in the round, which is kind of what I expected to see for alibi in higher level play. But Armada didn't destroy any of them. There were 3 individual attackers that all got marked by the single hologram that was inside of meeting. Kind of unfortunate. You would think that the first person to get marked by it would try to get rid of it, but he kind of almost tried to use it for cover. But it gave Hippo all of the intel that he needed, and he just kind of sat safe in garage.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like I said, there's no one front door to even contest that at all. They were all just pushing from the backside, and when you're all just pushing from one direction, it is not going to go out well for you. And that kind of also ties into the when you asked about me in the season 1 opening up a lot of the windows. Yeah, that still kind of sort of holds true. But the reason it's mainly there is to really just kind of distract and take the attention away from some of the defenders that might have otherwise been helping out someone else that you might be trying to clear, like a roam, right? So it's very case by case, but in that situation, yeah, you definitely want to try to open up those windows. Don't let them sit out in the open protected by just a barricade. Just take away that barricade and force them to really kind of pressure and think about what they're doing. Obviously, Anthony right now, he's playing in a really solid spot. However, besides that, it's like what are they gonna do? Looks like it's gonna start things off. Hippo finds one. That's gonna be Flock, but he has also decided he's going to be downing one. Gibbs is able to finish off Ainsley. There's now 2 defenders versus I want to say 4.5 attackers as Hippo is down inside. It's like, what? The C4 actually finds one. Jay easily able to clean out Matt there. That is going to be IQ. Not a big loss, though. It is still a 2-on-4. Legion Mines are going to, rain destruction as Anthony finds another one. That's going to be Gib. Anthony finds a third as well. This actually could be winnable for Armada, and they could keep themselves alive.
Anthony is just holding tight at the top of these white stairs like it's absolutely nothing to him. I'm not sure how he has yet to fall. I mean, Gib completely potatoed his shots when he went to peek him from the bottom of white stairs, and then Hippo just kind of walked up there and held his gun up like, hey, guys. And early in the round, Hippo found two pretty quick entry frags on the roamers who were playing downstairs. Huge kills, because you clear out that bottom floor that quickly, gives you full reign to do whatever you need to get upstairs. The shots from Snuggling, though, are going to find Jay, putting it to a 2v1. 25 seconds left on the clock. Another smoke canister is going to come out. That is the last smoke canister. And Utility is in position on this Blackbeard to hold next to this bomb at the top of white stairs. Smoke canister is going to tag him a little bit. He's going to get spotted, but Utility is going to get the shots onto Anthony, and that is going to be the first map going to Impact.
Just like that, I believe it was double overtime. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think it really comes down to, Armada is very easy to read. Whatever push they start doing, that is going to be their push until the end. And I think Impact started to realize that there towards the end. Map 2 should be interesting. I believe we're going into Coastline. Yeah, Coastline map 2. It was Impact's pick. And from what I'm pretty sure you're saying that Impact likes Coastline a lot more.
Well, I mean, they did pick it. So that alone would give me the information that says that they've practiced it. So they should know the map. They've practiced it. That's why they picked it. And from when I worked with the team, and from what we saw last season in CCS, when they were in CCS last season, they were strong on Coastline. In the quarterfinals, they were up against Nomads, and I want to say they were either like 3-0 or something like that against Nomads. I don't actually remember the exact score, but they had a pretty big lead on Nomads. And that's a solid. That means they're pretty solid on the map. They know the map pretty well. But Nomads did come back, but Nomads is a tough team to beat, especially the lineup that they had last season. It was a very strong lineup for Nomads to have.
Yeah, exactly there. So I like what we're seeing so far, and we'll see if Impact can keep it up in the map 2.
Yeah, but we are going to take a short break so these players can go to the bathroom, grab some drinks, and then our casters and observer and our wonderful host or director for tonight, Kazrep, we're all going to try to grab some water and stuff too. So stick around. We're going to have some music and some beautiful graphics up for you guys, and we'll be back with map 2 of Impact versus Armada shortly.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS Esports North America Season 3. My name is Crazy Man. I am joined tonight by the incredible Talon, and right now we are moving into the second map of Impact versus Armada. So far, Talon, it's been going pretty similar to the way that you said it was going to be, or it was going to be fairly balanced, rounds going back and forth, and these maps going in for the long run.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, both of these teams have had their downfalls, but at the same time, they've had their plays as well. They've had their fair share of just really solid rounds, just going in, doing what they need to, and exploiting the enemy's weakness. So yeah, it is going to turn out to be very even, or it was very even at least on Oregon. Now Coastline, on the other hand, it might turn out to be maybe a little bit different.
Yeah, but I do want to note real quick, the first operator ban, Blitz. I can already hear Hippo laughing in the Impact Discord. I can hear it all the way over here. And then Impact banning Blackbeard. I think that's Udely saying that because Udely does not like to be called a Blackbeard main. He doesn't like it. He DM'd me and said, "I don't call me a Blackbeard main."
I mean,
but he did work. He did work. So.
Yeah, he was doing work, but yeah, no, he was playing a lot of Blackbeard, so I don't know, maybe he is a Blackbeard main.
You heard it here first, folks. And then Vigil being banned by Impact as well. I can't think of any of the players on Impact that really play Vigil, so I'm not overly surprised by that. But then Armada banning Pulse once again.
Yeah, honestly, not really surprised by any of these bans, to be honest with you. Blitz, yeah, sure, it could just be a counter ban. Blitz is just AIDS, just get rid of him. Blackbeard, same thing. He's pretty AIDS to play against, just get rid of him. The Vigil and Pulse, exact same two bans we saw last time. So again, not really surprising here. Nothing that screams, oh yeah, they've got a strat. They're really going to be playing this super, crazy because this operator. That is not the case whatsoever. It is just, let's just get rid of some of the operators and then let's just play it out. I do like the bans though. Don't take that the wrong way.
Yeah, I like getting rid of the Blackbeard, especially from Impact after we saw Udely on the Blackbeard every single round, every single attacking round for Impact. He was on that Blackbeard, and this time they banned it out. They got rid of it. They said no, not this time. So maybe they're putting themselves at a disadvantage, or maybe they just have something planned out for this and they do not want Armada to be able to use that Blackbeard, say, on the big window for this side over here, Penthouse. Who knows? We're gonna find out soon though as we get into the first round. It's Armada on defense in Penthouse and Theater.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of funny. It's gonna be utility. This is gonna be his real test if he's the Blackbeard main or not. Can he get any kills on attack, or does he need a Blackbeard? You never know. He's playing the Thatcher right now, so maybe a little bit more supportive role. But now look at this mirror here from Armada. They obviously have a setup now. They're bringing out the castle strat and they're bringing the mirror. That mirror is to basically deny VIP control, and I'm not sure if I like it too much. But I kind of like that they're kind of doing something different, right? It's not every day that you see a billiards hold with 2 castle walls, reinforcements, and a mirror on lounge. I have seen this before, as a matter of fact. However, it's just you don't normally see it because it's just so easy to counter. I mean, just one nade, one Zofia, one sledge opening up the billiards window, and then you get someone out like a Blackbeard or just anyone. It doesn't even need to be a Blackbeard. Just sit him out on ruins, and guess what? That mirror is countered hard, and then suddenly your entire strat falls apart because you're giving up VIP control. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's interesting to look at, and it's interesting to kind of see like how are the attackers going to react to it. But I'm personally not a big fan.
I don't think in the end it's really going to make a huge difference on this round based on the way that Impact is moving in right now. They've got Matt and Hippo over in that direction. It looks like they're going to try to get rid of Detox over here. But it looked like their Thermite was getting it ready for a south take. Hippo immediately landing the headshot onto Detox. He had the intel, worked with it, and made full use of it. So that's a fantastic early pick from there. Ella on blue stairs now making her way into kitchen. That's Flock on the Ella there. Just no aggression from Impact coming towards that Ella, which is the smart move. You know where Flock is. You don't need to challenge it, but that wall being opened is going to give Hippo an easy headshot onto Jay. And now Hippo is going to fall to Anthony, but he got 2 early picks as that entry fragger. So I'd say that he filled his role. This is he needed to. Gib now finding Ainsley, and then a shot from Flock towards Gib, but he's going to take out, or Gib is going to take out Flock. So it's a 4 versus 1 now. It's going to be Anthony on site. Snuggling is just going to walk in. He's going to go ahead and get that diffuser down as Anthony's not even on site. He's in VIP. There's a Jackal right here. He's going to go to peek it, but Gib is going to find the kill, and Gib has just been doing work tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. Honestly, going back to talking about the setup though, and I just want to say, yeah, that's pretty much what happens is that you're so far spread out is that it's so easy for the attackers to just walk right in and basically just fuck you, you know, in all intents and purposes, because you cannot afford to put too much utility over there for risk of the attackers just going right for sight, right? Because if say you put, like, say, let's just pull an example right now, put 3 people over there, put 2 people inside of like lounge and like hookah and billiards area, and then put 1 on like maybe like a room, maybe like luggage, and maybe even downstairs. Hell, just put them, yeah, sure, just put them down there, right? And the issue that I have with it is that it's so easy to get rid of anything. You're relying on those castles way too much. I mean, just absolutely way too much. The trick with Castle, I feel like, is to not rely on him so much that it can hurt you, but still have him in a good spot where it can use attacker utility. And in that case, it's not really wasting attacker's utility when you're just giving them so much control if that, you know, gets open. A good example is, for example, on Oregon. If you castle up that front meeting wall or that front meeting door, you're wasting utility on something that may or may not pay off if they decide to open it, right? So it's a good, you know, decision. It's also serving as a sound cue as well for those defenders in there, as well as, you know, it can protect a front mirror as well if you have a mirror facing down main stairs. But that's regardless of the fact, you know, that sort of castle does really well. However, those castles up there, those are your crush in this case, and I'm not a big fan. Regardless, though, getting into round number 2, Armada has decided to not go back upstairs. They are just like, nope, screw that. We're going to go sit inside of kitchen. Looking at the setup, it looks fairly standard. Nothing too crazy. 3 of the 4 kitchen walls have been reinforced. A quick early push in for Armada, or excuse me, for Impact. They're already inside of office, and Hippo finds 1, finds 2. Deja vu as he gets 2 entry frags. He is definitely doing work with that 5.52. Good job for him. Goo Mine's going off all around, but not really going to do too much, as it is, well, you're down 2 man.
I mean, it's a good early start for Impact there to be getting, you know, this ground early on and taking out those 2 players. And Legion does not get a lot of his Goo Mines up at that point. And then Jaeger, you know, a solid roamer getting taken out this early. It's Ainsley again. Ainsley last map, we saw him falling very early on, and it was unfortunate, but it did cost Armada a few rounds to be losing that Jaeger that early. It's probably going to have a pretty major impact on this round, though. 1:50 left on the clock. It is a 3v5 right now. Hippo about quarter health, and I don't think they're going for the reset on him. So we'll see what Impact decides to do.
Yeah, no, and right now they have the 2-man advantage, and you know one thing to note is that they just look so much more confident. You know, Impact here compared to, say, for example, you know, the last map where they were just they were playing, yeah, sure, but it wasn't like they weren't sprinting in the door. Anthony is going to find a single pick onto utility, so I'm not honestly. Ooh, and Jay as well. Detox returns with 1 as well, and then suddenly a 5-on-3 advantage turns into a 2-on-3 deficit. That is a little questionable there, as they haven't really decided to do anything now, as the defenders easily, you know, finding those frags. Regardless, we're going to be seeing Impact. They have to try something, and you know, they start off so well with the Hippo entering into the 2, but they have now decided, well, they haven't decided, but just so happens to be that they're just stalling. They don't really have any good way to really get in except through this kitchen door. And they're getting marked at the same time. They're on cam the whole time, or at least on a Maestro, I believe it is. So that is just not really working out for you. The attackers have absolutely no way to deal with this. So this should be Armada's round. It looked really bad to start, but the anchor's definitely coming in clutch.
As the last 20 seconds of the round, and the Mirror is going to jump over that wall and get immediately taken out by Gib, putting it back to a 2v2. There is an Evil Eye right there that's actually going to stop firing as Gib finds Detox. It's a 2 versus 1. The Diffuser is going to have to start going down here, and Gib, still doing work, is going to find the shot onto Anthony. It's going to be a trade, though, between Anthony and Gib, but Snuglin being still alive is going to give Impact the round.
Wow, look at those kills, the kill spread. It's just Gib and Hippo is just winning them the round straight up. See, that's a round that Armada was going to lose, and then they looked like they were going to win, and then they just lost again. It's like, wow, that's Rose.
It's Gib, man. It's Gib. Gib is just going in right now.
Here's the thing. Right now, or in that case, Armada needed to play the numbers game. And what I mean by that is that it was a 3-on-2. And it was a 3-on-2, and Impact had to plant. And you know what happens is that when they have to go for a plant, they are essentially a man down. It's a 3-on-1 at that point. And when it's a 3-on-1, you can just start throwing bodies at that last guy, and you should eventually be able to kill him. You know, the first guy might die not knowing where he is, but the second guy should be able to get the refrag, if not the third. You know, the Maestro coming in last, he should be able to find the last frag. And then it's just, you know, you put yourself into these situations where you're not taking 1-on-1s. You're not letting them take 2-on-1s either, which is what we just saw. You know, Impact and they just walked in with 2 people. They found basically 2 individual 2-on-1s, and they were able to clean it up fairly well. Honestly, pretty good on Impact, but it's more Armada not really working together as a team to really kind of close that out.
Yeah, I agree. That Mira jump out onto the hallway, it was way too early. If they had waited for the plant to start going down, then that Mira jump out might have been a little bit better off. It might have at least pulled Gibbs's aim off for enough time for someone else from Armada to get into position to get the kill on the Gib. But it looks like Armada maybe is going to try to learn from their mistakes from that last round. They're defending kitchen and service entrance once again. So maybe this time things will go a little bit better for them. Maybe Impact's going to make some mistakes. Who knows? I mean, we're going to find out shortly. We do see Hippo on that IQ again, and so far he's been doing a lot of work with this IQ. Very deadly. Flock already low on health. Normally it's Ainsley at this point on the Jaeger that's going to be low or almost dead, but this time it's Flock, and the Ella is also being spotted out inside of Blue Bar, which there's going to be some shots from Hippo. Not going to get the kill, going to bring Detox down to about half health, and then a grenade that did not go through the drone hole, I think, put some damage onto Hippo as Flock has made his way through security to try to pull Hippo off of Detox. Detox going for the peek, though, is going to get the kill onto Gib, and then Hippo is going to find Detox, and Flock finds Hippo. The 2 heavy workers so far during this map for Impact have fallen. It is now a 3 versus 4. Flock low on health, but still roaming around on the map.
Yeah, good job there from Detox, able to really start things off for his team. And that's, you know, one of those things that has been, you know, the trouble so far is just that it's been all on Hippo and Gib to really kind of pull it together. At the same time, Armada just didn't have that one player to really kind of step up and say, I'm going to hold this ground. I'm not going to run away. Everyone else on my team needs to help me, and we're going to win this fight, this aim duel right here. And that's exactly what he did. He was able to push out. He grabbed 1, and then he got killed, but then he got traded. So good job from him. Meanwhile, we did see another kill go down. So that's going to be the sledge out. So honestly, this should be Armada's round. If Impact wins this round, then I don't know what round Armada's going to win, because this is about as good as it gets. You know, a Thatcher Thermite against 4 with 1 minute and 10 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Flock is still offside. It looked like he was up in Aquarium just now. No angles for Impact to really get any shots off. Ainsley playing inside a kitchen. He's going to be laying down behind this bomb. Just kind of playing it a little bit safe. Utility seems to understand that one of the defenders could have been upstairs, but Flock has actually dropped onto that canopy, and he's now inside of Courtyard. So he's going to try to play that hallway. Snuglin's going to miss his shots on Ainsley, who was inside of that kitchen. Snuglin's still not in the building, so it's just Utility in the building, and really, you know, Snuglin is not in the best position to cover Utility in case anything should go wrong. Looks like they're going to try to commit now. 30 seconds left. Ainsley is going to find the kill onto Utility, though. It's all up to Snuglin. He has to try to get past Flock, who's holding this angle from Courtyard. I don't think there's any intel here for Snuglin. He's going to slow walk out here, and there's the shots from Flock. That's going to shut them down, and Armada is finally going to take a round on this second map.
Snuggling, stop baiting. You're sitting outside of a window and your buddy is pushing into sight, dude. You need to just get in there. Stop holding an angle. And honestly, when it's a 2-on-4 like that, you just got to go. Just grow a pair and just get in there. And unfortunately, that is not what we saw. However, it wasn't really their fault because they kind of got put onto I want to say a 4-on-2. Yeah, 4-on-2. And what it really did come down to is no one was at that blue bar window. I think we saw Hippo, and when we saw Gibbs was inside of office, and they were working that Ella. However, they just needed that little something extra to really just kind of push it over the edge. And they tried to use him in the drone hole. It didn't really work out. But if they had someone at that window against that Ella, I think that would have definitely been the play there, instead of having 3 people droning or something like that, or 2 people droning and 1 person just kind of doing his own thing. But oh well, for them, like you said, Armada is now on the board, so they are going to go back upstairs. Last time they did the castle mirror strat inside of like billiards lounge area. They're not going to do that this time. They're deciding to reinforce penthouse, and I like this decision. Bring it closer to site, play a little bit more standard, and just feel it out from there. I think they're going to find a lot of success doing something like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a more default setup that we're going to see from Armada this time. You'll get those mirror windows between sites, one of them on a reinforced wall, and then the other one on a soft wall, so you can kind of cover bathroom a little bit easier, should anybody decide to drop into there. Nothing really wild unless they're purposely opening up that wall. I think, okay, so Anthony's just going to go ahead and reinforce that now. But nothing too unusual. Hopefully Armada.
Yikes.
Armada. You need to stop losing people this early in the round. I don't know why you're still going for these runouts. Impact has shut you down on them every single time. Flock is going to be brought to half health now. He does get a few shots onto Hippo, but Hippo is pursuing it. He is running straight in there, and he's trying to chase Flock down to make sure that he gets shut down after that. Flock makes his way over towards the office, though. He's on the other side of the map now, and I don't think that Hippo is really going to be in a position where he's going to chase it down and go for the kill, but he is going to throw a grenade and take out Utili's drone. It's unfortunate. It's not something that you really want to get rid of there. Flock now sitting in blue bar, and Anthony in Hall of Fame.
A bomb has been located.
Going for a pretty cheeky angle here. He's lucky that there's nobody out on that DJ balcony right now.
Yeah, honestly, right now Impact just needs to take this man advantage with Stride and just really start going for the site. Don't be finicky with anything. Just go open up the wall, force them to come into you, and start playing it. That's exactly what they're doing. Snuggling, he's going for the wall right now over on the other side of the map, what we're currently looking at. So the wall's open, and it's just going to be essentially walking in and finding the frags. You already have a man advantage. A nade's going to come in, going to down Jay, but there is a Doc actually on the field. Oh, just not quite, as Snuglin's able to finish him off. Hippo, however, will lose his life to the Doc sitting all the way back inside of Penthouse. They also have a Maestro, so they're playing the double cog at the long angles. It's going to be basically on Flock to win this round for them. Yeah, sure, the cogs are nice, but they can only do so much. It's really going to be up to a nice flank coming up the main stairs for them to really be successful here in this round. The rest of Impact should just kind of wait to be able to really make sure they can guarantee that they can pull off this execute. Send someone, in the backside, like you said, DJ, start opening up big window. Don't let Ainsley just sit here for free. He's just sitting here for free and peeking out because they have no one in big window. Obviously, they're a man down, so that could play a part into it. Oh, no, but the mirrors are facing the wrong way as well. So the plan's going to start off. Sir Matt is going to find one, as well as Ainsley. Like I said, Cogs can only do so much. It has to be on Flock to be able to make something happen, and that's exactly what he does. He comes up big with 2, but can he find the 3rd? It's all to utility, but Ainsley has got him covered, and that is exactly what needed to happen.
Early on, when you first about the point where you said it's going to be up to Flock to go for a big flank here, I thought there was about to be an immediate exchange between Flock and one of the attackers, because one of the attackers was in main lobby and Flock was making his way out of security. So if that exchange had happened there, I think Impact would have been in a much better position to handle that round. But as soon as Flock ran away after he fired some shots at Hippo, Impact just ignored him. He ran off. They didn't drone him out, didn't chase him down, didn't have anything really covering that flank on the main stairs there. And he just walked up and took out all 3 of the remaining players of Impact.
Yeah, that's if you're Impact, you can't let that happen, man. You have to have a flank drone downstairs, and you just have to be aware of, they're going to flank up. Where else are they going to come from? They can come from Aquarium, they can come from main stairs, they can come from 90, and then they can come from the site. You have to be aware of every single one of those. Look at this 6-pick. Now, they're 6-pick onto the glass, so the utility is going to be their glass main now, and instead of the Blackbeard main, he's going to start playing the glass main. How's utility's kills, by the way? Is he actually a Blackbeard main? I haven't been able to take a look for that. So next time we see the scoreboard, that'll be a nice thing to meme on. Let's see. Utility he's got a donut. Oh no.
Talon toxic confirmed.
Toxic. Yeah. Blackbeard main confirmed. AIDS main confirmed. Maybe he gets a couple kills with glass confirmed. Maybe.
Yikes.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Regardless, though, Armada won the last time they were downstairs in kitchen, and I want to say it came down to Detox getting aggressive inside of office, and basically Hippo and Gibbs, the only 2 players that seem to be able to do anything right now on Impact, they died. Get rid of those 2 players, Impact loses the round. Simple as that.
I think that Impact is starting to understand the way that Armada is playing so far, though. Hopefully, I don't understand how a team with seasoned players manages to forget to roam clear on coastline. You had Flock running around the entire last round. Potentially this round we'll see a roamer running around. We have Flock on that Jaeger again. Maybe so it looks like Flock and Detox are both in security right now. Impact once again working their way in from the west side, so maybe they aren't actually understanding how Armada's playing this, because they're going for the same push on this site that they've gone for multiple times. It did work out one time, I believe, but that was because Armada just kind of started throwing their lives away way too early on. Hippo, though, making his way into office, is now going to be focused on that sunroom over there. Because that's where he got killed from before, and his teammates had control of Blue Bar. But it looks like both the Detox and Flocks have made their way upstairs.
At least they're working together. If they're going to get double killed, they're going to get double killed working together, right? So that is at least there's a positive at every turn, right? So regardless, Impact, they're doing the exact same thing. They're just kind of slowly walking in, trying to pick off the angles, but the question is, are they going to stall, or are they actually going to be able to pull something off? That is going to be the real question. It's going to be on utility here, the man with the donut, to really kind of make something happen, because he's the guy with the glass. They're relying 100% on glass here to win them this round, and the reason why I say that is they're not going anywhere else. They're all stacked up inside of Sunrise, essentially. Flock and Detox has slowly been creeping their way right above the entire attacking team. So we could quite see them, just essentially just destroy them from above. Jay starts things off. That's utility. Maybe he's not even an AIDS main, because right now it is just he is not having a whole lot of good luck, and that is going to be the glass off the board. That is that is critical. And Flock is in a power position as well there on the hookah stairs. This is not looking good if you're Impact.
And Matt does find the kill onto Detox, though, so that's one of the roamers going to be gone. Flock now in a pinched position, and I think they're aware that he's on those stairs, because Matt is going to pull a grenade, and he's going to toss it over there. It's going to land just short, though. Flock not taking any damage from it, and they're probably going to think that it's clear now. One of the attackers sitting inside of Sunrise in a potentially fatal position. Hippo making his way down this hallway is going to challenge the Mira and lose as Gib finds Flock. Now Ainsley is going to get a kill onto Gib, though, and it's a 2 versus 3 as Matt falls, and then Ainsley finds Snuglin as well. Armada is going to take round 5. We're going to be moving into the second half with Armada up by 1.
Maybe Impact's defenses are just that much better, but I got to say that was not really impressive if you're Impact. You're really relying on 2 players here, and you just can't be doing that. You really just need to work as a team instead of just sending in 2 guys that have guns through office. Actually make a surround attempt on a roamer. You have tons of drones. I mean, I keep coming back to that same round because it demonstrates the point so well, is that you have the Ella inside of Blue Bar. You've got I lost count of how many drones I saw just being thrown at here. Guess what, guys? Drones aren't going to do the killing. you need to, start getting around there. And I like the fact that they were using the elevator as well, because I'm pretty sure that we saw Hippo knew that if he ran into Blue Bar like he had been, he's going to get LMI and he's going to get destroyed. So he needed someone at that window. And honestly, if I were him, and I would be calling that. And if he was calling that, then yikes. if he wasn't calling it, then that's going to be just on the rest of the team and on him as well for not calling that and just working together instead of just, oh yeah, here's a drone. Yep, he's here. Yeah, you got to do something about him. You got to do something. Yep, he's here. Yep, he's still sitting there. Not going to happen. You really need to, actually get a surround on him. But regardless, that was the first half. This is a new half. Everyone can take a deep breath on Impact, and I think that they still have a decent shot at it.
Yeah, they are going to be defending a site that we did not see Armada go for a defense on. That's going to be double bar here. It looks like a little bit of focus on the top floor from Hippo and Matt and Udely as well, unless Udely does fall back downstairs. He's on that castle, so they're trying to maintain control up above for this site, which I believe is the right thing to do. There's a lot of, you can open up a lot of that floor up there, and if the attackers are the ones that go up there and do it, you're going to flush all of the defenders out of the positions that they want to be in. So it's going to be kind of vital for Impact to maintain control of this second floor here. And Hippo on that alibi is just sitting directly above site rather than roaming elsewhere on the map. So they're really focusing on it because they could have had Hippo over by, like theater or something and just kind of keeping people from pushing on that side as well.
Exactly. So, like I said, hopefully Impact's going to be able to work a little bit better together as a team since it is now on defense. Regardless, it is a minute in, and Armada hasn't really done too much. They've identified that they want to go into Aquarium. Okay. They've got the Glaz up on Ruins. Okay, that's fine. But the question is, what is their plan of attack now? They have Flock, and it looks like Detox are going to be going Aquarium. Those are going to be the main push. But it looks like I think they're gonna have to waste a nade on that castle. Honestly, I mean, the Glaz is nowhere nearby to be able to open that up, so they're definitely gonna have to waste a nade. And honestly, Impact should realize that, hey, they just used a nade on a castle. Like, they got to be a little on soft destruction. Like, hey, maybe we just want to play it really passive. You don't need to get it too aggressive, which has been one of the issues that Impact has been having as well. Is that they get aggressive when they don't need to. And they've been a little bit too passive when they need to be getting aggressive. Regardless, the smokes are coming out from Glaz. That should mean that there should be an execute coming in, but no, there's absolutely nothing happening. This seems to be a little bit of a waste of a smoke, if you're asking me here. Flock's going to get one to start things off.
Flock was brought low on health, but he's still alive upstairs. Jay is going to find Matt, putting it to a 3 versus 5 as now Ainsley shuts down Udely. The execution is coming in fast and hard here as Flock now finds Snugglin. It's all up to Gib to go for a retake and a defuse against 5 players. He finds the first. That's going to be Flock falling. There are 3 attackers currently sitting inside of Sunrise, and Anthony on the Glaz is going to get the shot onto Gib as he tries to make his way down the stairs. That is Armada taking a very dominant first round of this half.
I almost kind of liked what they did. They basically did a fake. They threw out those smokes on the mirrors, like, hey guys, they could be getting into Blue Bar right now. They're doing this, and all of a sudden, all of Armada just swarms in through Sunrise. That's actually, that's a decent play. I mean, I'll give it to them. It's kind of cheeky, but hey, if it works, it works. They did a good job entering with the thermite there. Jay made things work for him. What's not working for him is Impact is just absolutely not looking nearly as solid as they were, at least on Oregon. I mean, they weren't doing anything super exceptional on Oregon, but at least they kind of knew what was going on. Whereas Armada now seems to be kind of the ones to really take the reins of this map.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going well for Impact at all. And I think one big thing that kind of signifies that is Matt was so terrified when all of Armada started flowing into Sunrise that he pulled out his shotgun while they were long range. Not the best move. Could have been just no idea how to react, but they are going to pick the same site again, so it's going to be double bar. I complimented these teams last map by saying that they weren't doing the same thing over and over again and like beating their head against a wall until it worked. but it looks like Impact is kind of starting to do that. They were doing it on their attacking rounds. They kept on going in from, the Blue Bar and Sunrise and Office when they were attacking Kitchen and Service, even when it wasn't working out. And now they're starting on that same pattern again as they pick Sunrise and Blue Bar as their site for the second time in a row on their defending rounds. Hopefully they're able to learn from their mistakes of last round, but we'll see what ends up happening. Flock is going to make his way up to the hookah deck right now. And Hippo vaulting into a potentially very risky position as Flock can actually spray him down through that door. Shots going back and forth, but nothing really connecting just yet.
One of the important things that that you're gonna have to learn to really be a part of a good team is learning, those adaptions. If you're not making adaptions, then you're just gonna get red once in the very beginning of the map, and you're just gonna be destroyed because you can just keep doing the same thing over and over to you. The thing that this is kind of going into, and what I'm most worried about, is that Impact is just doing the exact same thing. I mean, it's okay to kind of go back to one of the sites, but you need to make some changes. You need to make some adaptations here. And I'm looking for that change, and I'm not really seeing too much. Okay, I don't know. I'm still looking for it, but maybe they're playing one defender down instead of all three upstairs. I think they had 3 defenders upstairs, where instead maybe now they only have 2. Okay, that's fine. The Glass is going to come on out. Anthony's going to find one, starting things off against Gibbs, one of their big fraggers, and Hippo goes down as well. Those are kind of your 2 Impact players. Aha! Guess what? Now Impact is definitely not looking good right now.
Yeah, Detox does find Noodly as well, leaving it up to Surfat Matt and Snugglin, both downstairs right now. I think playing inside of Office. I saw at least one of them playing inside of Office. The pings are going to go off on him, and Glaz is just going to start wildly firing through that floor to try to get the shots off. Matt being brought very low on health. Minute left in the round, and Armada has everything that they need to work with for this round to make it go in their favor. Jay, sitting outside of the Blue Bar window, has a solid angle to stop Matt from making his way back. And now Anthony, pushing into Office, is going to land the headshot onto Matt as Snugglin gets shot onto Flock. It is a 1 versus 4. This time it is a different member of Impact in the position, though. Anthony making his way in through Office. Snugglin sitting inside of Sunrise. Not in the greatest position for this, as Jay is going to start planting that diffuser behind Blue Bar. Some shots through the wall from Anthony, nothing actually connecting, even though Snugglin was almost right in the worst position for that. Smoke canister is going to come out to try to stop some of these attackers from moving in a certain way, but it's not really going to do anything. Jay is actually going to get taken out by a smoke canister now, and Ainsley from that hallway next to Kitchen is going to find the shots off onto Snugglin.
Yeah, unfortunately, same old story. Hippo and Gibbs dying, not able to really carry their team. Impact, they went to the same site. They didn't really make any big adjustments in terms of their play style. I did like Armada, though. I'll give them credit. They went for a different take. They realized that they can just push from VIP. That Glaz used his Glaz scope and got it in, was able to make a couple of kills, and then guess what? Boom. It was pretty easy round there from there on out. Pretty standard, just, closing a round out. Regardless, Impact, they clearly, there's got to be some sort of internal struggle going on right now, because there's really no reason for them to not be making any sort of change. I can't think of another reason why. These guys should know that changes need to be made instead of just doing the same thing over and over again. They have decided to go Penthouse Theater, but is it a little too late?
They have a chance to bring it into overtime, but they have to win the next 3 rounds in a row. They're not in the greatest position for it. They're changing things up finally, but after that first round, I mean, they have not gotten anything since those first 2 rounds that they got. They won the first 2 rounds of the map, and they have yet to win another round since then. So they need to understand that something is going wrong somewhere in their lineup, and they need to adjust to it. And in the midst of the chaos, you now have the 2 players that have been doing the most work for Impact in terms of frags, Gib and Hippo, both peeking smoke when there's a glass. So there's got to be something that's distracting them and stopping them from making these logical decisions, because everyone knows you don't peek a Glaz who threw up a smoke grenade already. You just don't.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean by like, there's got to be something like internally going on, that's stopping them from making these changes and making them just not think straight. And I don't know what it is. I'm not in their comms. I kind of wish we did have their comms. I think that'd be pretty cool. But regardless, I'm not sure what to really think of it yet. It's just like, on one hand, I know that these players can all like individually get the kills. They have all the individual aim. Is it a teamwork thing? Is it individual decision making? Is it their IGL? At this point, it's kind of hard to tell. We'll see. Maybe it was just that site. Flock's going to start things off. That's going to be Hippo. See, okay, just a rant right here is that he's playing so by himself. All Armada needs to do is just open up a couple of doors, open up a couple of windows, and then just walk through. Easy as that. Free kill right there. And that's what I really mean by that. And it's just really disappointing that Hippo doesn't need to be, playing ranked at this point. He needs to be playing competitive. Flock's going to push through with the aid of the drone. Good job there. Yokai drone not really doing too much in terms of being able to stop him. Immediately, a 2-man advantage for Armada.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these issues are things that happened with Impact last season too. Like Hippo playing off on his own. That was one of the things we saw quite frequently, and it very often resulted in Impact losing rounds, losing matches, because there's no one really there to support him. Flock is down though. The diffuser is going to start to go down. It is a 4v2 right now. Impact has to go for a retake or try to deny this plant, but there's a minute left. You can't really deny the plant for a full minute with that Yokai drone, but Matt does get a nice shot on Anthony. That's going to be the glass off the board as Yokai stops the diffuser from going down one more time. Snuggling puts his Yokai back up there though, and it does get taken out. One of the attackers starts making their way towards VIP. And it looks like Matt, another beautiful shot on to Ainsley now. Impact trying to bring this back from the brink. Nothing to stop this plant from going down. Oh, no. Matt is able to stop the plant from going down. He gets the shots off onto Jay. It is a 2 versus 2. 30 seconds left in the round. Detox making his way through Hall of Fame. He's going to find the shots onto Snuggling. He's not going to get the shots onto Mira. It's going to be Flock from the other side. It's going to take out Matt, and that's going to be Armada taking map 2.
I gotta say, I was really getting worried there, man. Matt was just picking off player after player. He's doing a good job. He even stopped the diffuser. I was like, oh no, is this gonna happen? But no, it ended up. Fortunately for Armada, they were able to clean it up there. So good job for them. And honestly, I have one thing to say, and that's utility is a Blackbeard main.
Toxic. Talent toxic confirmed. But nonetheless, well done Armada fighting for that map. That was Impact's pick. So far tonight we've seen Impact beat Armada on Armada's pick, and we've seen Armada beat Impact on Impact's pick. The decider map is going to be Clubhouse, and let's see. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with map 3 of Impact versus Armada very shortly. Stick around. We're going to have some beautiful graphics up there and some wonderful music for you guys to listen to as well, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CCS North America Season 3. My name is Crazy Man. I am here tonight joined by Talon.
Hi.
I think he's a little exhausted, folks.
No,
But we are still on the first match of the night. It's going to be Impact versus Armada. We are moving on to the third map, which it looks like it's going to be Clubhouse is the decider map. I just said it before the break. Yeah. Sorry about that. But so Clubhouse is going to be the decider map for this matchup. Based on how things have been going tonight, it looks like we could end up going the distance and going all the way to overtime, depending on how this map goes. This is the new Clubhouse, though, the rework of Clubhouse. So I'm excited for this. I haven't gotten to cast a match on this map yet, on the reworked Clubhouse, so I'm ready for it. I'm excited to see how this goes. Talon, do you have any thoughts on how this is going to go?
Clubhouse is a map where if Impact plays the same way that they have been, Clubhouse is a map that you might actually be able to get away with it. Honestly, whereas before, say it was like a map like Border, I think Armada would be able to just completely stomp. But because of the new layout of Clubhouse, I'm not sure if Armada is going to be ready for it. I really do not know if they're going to be ready to take on a more ranked style of play from Impact, because that's pretty much how Impact's been playing, at least throughout that second map. Throughout the first map, Impact was doing a lot better, I think, because they're probably a lot more comfortable in Oregon. Club or Coastline, I don't know what happened, but they fell apart, and it really fell apart because they're just relying too much on two people. And two people not really using their team to their fullest abilities, what I'm going to chalk it up to. But Clubhouse is definitely one of those maps where just one or two really good fraggers can really kind of dominate an entire map, essentially. So we'll see exactly how it plays out. Starting with the bans, though, Thermite, we've actually seen a lot of Thermite bans, and I'm actually a fan of it. It is nice to have a Thermite ban. They can't open up everything, and it definitely allows the defenders to play upstairs a little bit easier. The Blitz ban as well. I'm surprised we didn't see another Blackbeard ban. That's just me, though.
We do have to say, though, or what I want to bring up is Impact was the one that brought out the Blackbeard ban before.
Yeah.
And Armada got rid of the Blitz after Hippo completely curb stomped them with the Blitz those first few rounds on Oregon. Mm-hmm. So I'm not too surprised by the Blitz ban. The Thermite ban, I agree with you. It's nice that they aren't able to open up everything and completely flush all the defenders out. But now we're going to see a Bandit and Mira ban for the defensive bans. So that's going to be a little bit interesting to see. At least on the old Clubhouse, Mira was an occasional pick. So I'm not sure how this is really going to change things up on the new Clubhouse. Because I personally have not actually watched a lot of matches on this so far. It's going to be CCTV and Cash Room being the first site played. So this is one of the sites that had a huge change to it with the rework. So It's definitely become a lot more viable. I've played it a few times. I've played this map a few times. It's definitely become a lot more viable since then.
Yeah, of course. I actually do like playing up there, and I like scrimming on it, at least for now. I want to talk about the mirror ban, though. That is something that some teams are not too sure about on this map, because the mirror is really good. Don't get me wrong. You can put up a mirror, say top cache stairs, and then look towards construction, and that is really, really strong. But like I said, they start pushing from construction. If you haven't dealt with that mirror is just looking right at you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do. Usually the second mirror will go on the garage rafter wall. If not, I've seen it also put inside of cache as well, facing the server racks. Not as popular, but either way, so good. But really, the critical mirror is the one at top cache stairs, and it's looking towards construction. That is the one that's super, super powerful. And honestly, if I was Armada and you realize that, hey, the mirror is banned, you're going to really want to try and focus on that construction as much as possible, and then just walk in and plant. Or the alternative is that you get the Habana to go and open up the cache wall, or the server wall, excuse me, and then you go heavy for garage. Now with that Thermite ban, that's where it kind of comes in, is because there's no Thermite, getting open garage is going to be a little bit tricky. You have to use your Habanas on them. However, at the same time, you only have Habanas, right? So you can't use it really as entry points. You're really only going to be able to, create lines of sight, and then you also want to open up server wall as well. The point that I'm trying to make is there's a lot of reinforced walls to open, and not enough hard reach to do it.
Yeah, that puts Armada in a tough position, pretty much stuck between a rock and a hard place. They need to decide on one option and stick with it and hope that it works. But we do see Anthony on that glass. He was pretty deadly, I'd say, last map on that glass. And it looks like Armada is committing to opening up that wall, that exterior wall from the bomb site. Just kind of slowly getting themselves into position, drawing it out here and there. Not the aggression that we saw on coastline when Armada was attacking, especially Anthony. He was playing incredibly aggressive as that glass, getting some early kills. But Ainsley is going to get a nice angle there onto Hippo. Hippo is going to fall inside a garage, and I think that's going to give the attackers the opportunity to make their way in the garage now, and they're going to work up towards that window, towards that opened up wall there, and they've got a decent bit of sight control. Detox does find a kill onto Matt, though, as he's sitting there on his drone. Snuggling now takes out Flock, putting it to a 4 versus 3. A smoke grenade is going to go up, and once again we see one of the players of Impact peeking that smoke, knowing that full well that there is a glass out there. And the shots are going to come from Anthony, but he's not actually going to land them. Snuggling has made his way into garage, and his phone is going off, but it looks like Anthony is not reacting to it. He's actually going to get shot. He's going to get down as Utility finds Jay and Ainsley, and then gets shut down by Detox. It's up to Gib and Snuggling now as Gib finishes off Anthony. It's all up to Detox to try to finish up this round as he walks into a smoke canister, and he's going to get peeked from the stairwell, and Gib is going to find the shot on the Detox to Detox to give Impact round 1.
I'm actually surprised that Armada got as far as they did. I mean, just opening up basically a single wall, they got really, really lucky killing the defender inside of the garage rafter, peeking, the server wall. That is something you cannot do. You have to hold garage rafter, and that is your job. And the reason why I say that is because he died, he was the only one there. He basically let the gates wide open for all the attackers to just rush in from basically the garage rafter. The glass got in. It was honestly a miracle that Impact was able to pull that back. I mean, I was really, really surprised that Armada got the picks that they did. They did a decent job at it. However, Impact, it was basically on Impact to be able to, hit the shots where it counted. Great job from them and able to hold it. How I would change it up next time, the guy in garage rafters needs to play more passive. He cannot be peeking that server wall as much as possible when he's the only one in garage. If you're going to have garage control, you need to try and hold it for as long as possible. It still worked out for him, but they have to be careful about that. Going into this round, going upstairs once again. I love seeing these upstairs sites, but again, we also have no Mira. A common place for mirrors are going to be inside the bathroom and on the logistics wall. No Mira, though, means that, honestly, Jacuzzi is going to be kind of the play, really. Is you're going to get Jacuzzi wall open, which is up in that little 90 corner if we don't know where it is. And once you have that open, you control all the rotates between all the sites. Yeah, so look at all this Impact. Impact's setting up super hard towards construction. You don't even need to screw with that, right? Just open up the office hatch, play with one person there, go hard from B, go hard from Jacuzzi. Maybe send one guy flushing just to hold servers. But besides that, you don't need to try and play into their hold, which is definitely inside of construction. Don't mess with that. Just go right for Jacuzzi, and that should be an easy win.
Should be. That doesn't always mean.
Should be. Yeah, of course. I mean, should be.
One of the big things that Impact seems to be trying to do right now is really force. They banned Thermite, so it was a ban from Impact. And they're now forcing Armada into positions where they have to pick one thing to open up with that Armada. It kind of worked out a little bit last round, but I think one of the big flaws for Armada last round was, Anthony not hearing the phone going off directly below him in garage. It's kind of fatal there. It looks like Hippo is going for a very heavy roam, though, making his way all the way over to utility room. And the Detox, I think, has a little bit of intel on it, maybe? He seemed to be peeking towards Oil Pit. But Hippo's just made his way all the way around on this alibi. And he's really just trying to get himself into a position where he can sneak up on Armada.
This is going to be interesting because, you know, obviously the attackers, oh, he just got droned out now. That is, the game is up now. He's going to go ahead and run. Nice try there from Hippo. And honestly, he did it. He's done his job, essentially. He's distracted them enough. He's killed a couple of drones at the same time. And yeah, see, look, Flock is still really worried about him being down there. So as long as he doesn't die here, I'd call this a really good success, because then he can just time a perfect flank, or he can even go back and reinforce the main site. It's all up to him. Whatever he wants to do is, there's really no wrong answer at the moment, unless they just decide to wait completely. But Anthony is inside of Jim. The plant should be coming off. There's tons of holes open, but that's not going to help much, as Ainsley's going to find Matt. He's going to drop the smoke, and now it's a 5-on-3. Hippo, you got to start coming on up. Right as I say that, though, Flock is going to go down, take care of him. Hippo was kind of seemed to be hesitating there for a little bit. Looks like the Legion of Snugwin is going to take out the Glaz, as well as Gibb is going to find Ainsley. Where is the plant? Why is this taking so long to get the plant down? And then now all of a sudden, Gibbs has now kind of retaken control a little bit, but it's not going to be enough, as Jay's going to do. Now, I honestly thought that they had that too when the Legion and Jaegers actually started getting kills. I was like, yo, where is this plant? It's taking forever. And unfortunately, they just didn't have the bodies to take care of it.
They were forced completely out of position too. Anthony just walking right into weight room. He wasn't really contested at all until it was too late, because the moment he got contested was the moment that defender was being shot at by both Glaz, and I think it was the sledge that was outside. Just both firing right at that one defender. So that's never going to work out in your favor, unless both of those attackers just completely potato. And it's going to be 1-1 right now on the scoreboard. This map is definitely looking like it's going to go back and forth the entire length of this match.
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, for the second game, it sucks for them. However, this is just how it is, you know, especially if it goes into overtime as well. That is going to be rough. Impact has decided to go back into Master. If I were them, you need to play, I don't know. This is so tough because you don't have that mirror in there. I'm not sure if they should be playing more below, because Pulse isn't banned. So you could play below with C4, and you could C4 up into Jim, kind of almost bait the attackers into jumping into Jim almost. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. You know, you set 2 C4 downstairs inside of bar, and then C4 up. I could see that. I could see that working, because once again, Impact is going super hard for this, like, construction over towards cash. Like, they're reinforcing all of that, making rotates, all of it completely. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I just want to see them do a couple of C4s from below. Not really focus too hard on the gunplay, but more of like the actual strat itself would be good.
I don't think Impact has. I think this lineup of Impact doesn't really have a solid Pulse player though.
Oh, okay.
So that could be potentially why we're not seeing a Pulse. I don't know, you know, Gib or Matt as well as I know Udally, Hippo, Snuggling. But I don't think that any of this lineup includes a really solid Pulse player, and that probably is the reason that they're not bringing him. Because, like you said, that's a solid play to have that Pulse down below when Armada is not clearing it out down there. They're really just walking onto site and killing everyone that's on site. You know, it's what they're doing. They've done it. They did it last round. It looks like they're getting set up to do the same thing this round. It's Anthony is going to find the first shot onto Matt after losing about half of his health, a little bit over that. But Armada already in a pretty solid position to take this round, as the smoke is now off the board.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, you know, the smoke of all people, you know, that really, it comes down to, it just cannot happen. I mean, Armada was having this issue, you know, on the first map on Oregon, you know, I believe his Ainsley was just dying constantly, and it hurt their rounds, and it showed just so much. We'll see exactly what ends up happening, but I think it's kind of cheeky, because if you notice, those alibis are kind of in places where it's like if they hop in, they'll get spotted. I'm wondering if that's what the case is. Detox is going to find a kill as well. That's going to be onto Hippo. This is not looking like Impact site at all. I'm thinking they should honestly just go downstairs at this point. We also have Habana out on Jacuzzi, exactly where she should be. This is just a hard Jacuzzi take into Jim, most likely, as the Dokubi should be calling really soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a jump in. Jay is going to find one onto Snugwin, and it's going to be off to Gibbs. Once again, it is a 1v5 this time, as Flock is going to go ahead and finish off that round. Armada seems to have Impact's number, at least on this site. They need to be trying something else.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it again. I said it last map. I'll say it again. That first map, Oregon, the teams weren't really smashing their head against a wall, trying to make the same thing work when it's not working. But it seems like Impact has fallen into that pattern between Coastline and now this map. Looks like they're going to be going Church and Arsenal this time, so maybe they're going to make the change that's necessary. Hopefully, Armada is really dialing it in at this point, and they're just showing up to play, and Impact is really not there for it right now.
I'm interested to see. So now they're going Church Arsenal. That's pretty much what they need to do. Okay, cool. Go to a different site. Don't go back upstairs. It's obviously not going to work for you. Now, looking at the attacking lineup, however, they still have a pretty solid lineup to be going for like a new blue push. They've got the Blackbeard, just push down blue and work it from there. The reason why I say that is they don't really have any floor destruction. So sitting someone inside of back armory would be really, really solid, as well as inside of dirt. If they go for a kitchen drop, I think Armada's losing this 100% of the time. If they decide to go for like a moto stock blue push, I think they actually have a decent chance here, because they don't have a thermite. So that's what I want to see. We'll see if it actually ends up happening. And honestly, I was just contemplating it, is actually the roam from Impact. Do they roam? Do they want to try and risk it, or does Armada have good enough drones to be able to find someone in the corner somewhere? I think it'd be worth it to send one guy up, just send like someone like Hippo up and just sit there and, don't do much. See if the drones find you. If the drones find you, okay, fine. And then just play it out. But I'd be willing to take a bet that those drones they're not going to, properly drone out the map.
Yeah, I mean, with Hippo on that vigil, you already see him over in Strip Club. It seems like that's going to be Hippo's job for this round, is really just waste some time, stay off site, and push down when you need to. It looks like it's going to be a dirt commit from Armada, though. They already opened up that wall at the end of Dirt Tunnel, and there are 3, potentially 4 attackers over there getting ready to make their way in. Okay, so it's just a crawl hole, I think, that they opened up. So now Anthony can just sit at the end of that with that Blackbeard, and he could just sit there and keep an eye out for it. Hippo's still sitting over in Strip Club, and it's just Armada is taking their time to drone it out. They want to make sure that this entire map is clear because they know that Hippo will go off and play on his own and be somewhere on the map that you really wouldn't necessarily expect it to be. Utilely making his way down Dirt Tunnel here, though. He should have heard that Blackbeard going off, and hopefully he doesn't make the decision to peek it. There was a yokai, so Matt has his yokai over there again. He's going to be giving the intel Utilely. If he needs to, he can give a call on what's going on. But it looks like the yokai is going to fall back. And it's really just about Armada getting themselves into position right now. There's not a lot that's going on. I don't think they've droned out Hippo yet. I don't think that there's any progress that's been made. You see Hippo over near pool table now. And Jay is going to find a first kill. That's going to be Utilely falling to the Habana. So Impact already at a disadvantage with 1:15 left in the round, and Armada not necessarily in position to go for a push, but that man advantage could give them what they need to get their confidence up.
And it's mighty unfortunate that crawl hole, it's not good enough here. Hippo makes a kill. That's going to be good. He gets Jay off the board. Question is, will he immediately be refragged? No, a nice little snap there from Hippo is going to find Flock as well. This is very interesting. He's finally going to be traded out, but it is now a 3-on-3. No Habana, though, so it's really going to come down to just the pure gunplay. We still have the Blackbeard in play, so maybe that's going to come in handy. Legion Mines inside of blue are going to prove to be a little bit too much for Ainsley, as he's going to go down as well. Snuggle in there, doing good work. It's now a 2-on-3. I'm not sure exactly where Ainsley is at, but he needs to kind of meet up with Detox, and he is above the hatch, so there is still a chance that they can pull this off. We're going to see the dropping Blackbeard's going to be to start things off, and he will be able to find one, but the Legion Mines strike as well. I think that was onto Detox. Detox is going to fall. The shield goes as well as Gibbs cleans it up for round number 4.
I think that round is the round that Impact really needed. They have lost every single round, or no, they did win one. Okay, so they did win one round before that one. But they lost almost every single round since that second round on Coastline up until now. That can absolutely demoralize an entire team and their fan base. Like, that is disastrous to watch. It's disastrous to be a part of. And it hurts a lot. So getting that round probably going to help them out. They're going to kind of get their footing back a little bit, maybe potentially be able to push this map back at Armada and bring it, maybe take the match. It's 2-2 right now, so we're all tied up, both in terms of maps and in terms of rounds on this map. So, I mean, this is anybody's game at this point.
No, yeah, for sure. Honestly, we're going back to kind of like that Oregon sort of like, you know, going into double OT potentially. We'll see. We're back up in cash and servers. The last time we saw them up here, Impact got a little lucky. And honestly, I think that they really just need to focus on keeping garage control. If they can keep garage control, Impact's got the round. I don't think we're going to see Armada going from construction side. Something tells me that they're very comfortable going for what they did last time, or that's what they've done more, is that they've opened up the server wall, they've gotten control of garage, and then they've pushed through and they've taken the site. However, going through construction isn't too bad either, but you still kind of need garage control, because one guy sitting on garage rafters can cut off the entire push in from construction as well. I'm not sure which is going to be best for them at the moment. It's just going to have to see, and they're going to have to kind of feel it out during the round.
Yeah, I mean, Armada was able to win, Armada has yet to win on this site, but this site was only played once, and they are going to go ahead and, I didn't actually notice where that charge was placed, or what was being placed on that wall there. I'm a little lost right now. That Habano was repelling outside of there. Hippo now, instead of on that garage balcony, is actually going to be sitting in garage by one of those motorcycles, potentially giving him the ability to get a better shot on people as they try to open up this door. Hopefully he doesn't get spotted by a drone, but I think the Habano was able to notice it. Shots coming through the door, nothing connecting with Hippo just yet, though. And Matt has his yokai down there to kind of provide a little bit of support. And Hippo is just kind of playing it safe in garage. It seems like maybe he was able to read your mind and he's playing a little bit safer and just wasting as much time as possible. It looks like now Armada is going to go ahead. They're going to get an EMP out on those garage doors. Jay on that Habana is going to go ahead and try to get those opened up. And it's going to kind of flush Hippo out of position as those are opened up. But he's still playing it nice and safe. Not peeking any stupid angles. But he does fire some shots and reveal his position as he's being droned out. The delay is working, though. It's a minute 30 left, and Armada have not yet taken control of garage.
Yeah, this is definitely, I would say it's good for Impact. Even though Hippo is super, super low, it's really, it puts the pressure on Armada to really gain some sort of control somewhere. If they don't, then they're obviously going to lose the round. Hippo is just ran off. He's downstairs in basement. That is fine. Snuggling is the one I'm actually worried about right here. He's been spotted out. He doesn't have any impacts to kind of escape either. And all the attackers know that he's in there. So he's probably going to be the first one to go here. Unless he finds a kill. Well, there you go. Falk is going to go in and drop. So this is probably going to be Impact's round just based off of the play positions, honestly. Right now, Armada just having a tough time really trying to find those entry picks. And there we go. Okay, Anthony's going to start things off. However, Gibbs and Hippo trade it back immediately already. It's just a 2-on-4 now. Not really going to be expecting much. The Bonda goes down. It's going to be all up to Ainsley now. But Gibb is going to find 2 to clean it up.
These are the rounds that Impact really needs. They're starting off really strong now, and it's good to see that, you know, after going through the round losses that they've been going through, that they're able to kind of bring it back and get everything under control. They looked distracted, they looked distraught, and they looked completely torn apart, you know, throughout every round that they lost on Coastline and the rounds that they've been losing on this map. But it looks like they've gotten things a little bit under control. They're now up on, this first half. So now it's going to be Impact attacking. If they're able to win the next 3 rounds, then they're going to take the match. But Armada being on defense, they're going Church Arsenal first. They have the ability to take this map as well. I know that Impact finished that first half up 1, but I don't think that's really going to be the decider for this map. It can still be anybody's game.
Historically, I'm pretty sure Impact has done a little bit better on defense. I think being able to kind of exploit Armada's weaknesses on attack, because they're just usually so easy to read, is really what gives Impact a lot of their confidence on defense. However, on attack, I'm going to be really worried for them going into this half, because honestly, if they play like they did in Coastline, I'm going to be really worried. I think they just need to put utility back on the Blackbeard and just send him down blue, send him down dirt, get him up on a ledge somewhere, and then just play it out and just let your guys get the frags. You play to your strengths, right? And your strengths right now are playing really aggressive and playing for your gun skill. Regardless, I kind of want to talk about this castle inside of bar. Looks like they're going for a little bit of a bar hold, something we don't see too often. This used to be a little bit of a strat back on the old clubhouse, but now it's a new clubhouse, and I think that this is going to be a little bit better, I want to say, just because it's a lot tighter. You're not trying to hold as much ground, but at the same time, you open up one of those castles, and now you can no longer drop. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work out.
Looks like Impact is actually going for a really aggressive take on bar 2. I mean, Hippo's already made his way in over by the stage. They're droning it out quite a bit. They've got lots of explosives and things that they can use to try to stop Armada and flush them out. And if they open up the castle barricades that are opposite, so the one on pool table and then this one here that Hippo's about to open up, their only drop is through hatch. So the players from Armada that are sitting in there have to try to drop through hatch. It looks like he just managed to drop through the hatch as that castle barricade exploded. But Detox is going to get the first kill. That's going to be utility falling, and the Twitch off the board. Not sure if both of Twitch's drones were put to good use there. I didn't actually get to catch what happened with those, but it's unfortunate to lose a player this early in the round. Just hit the 2-minute marker and utility fell. So Impact does have control of bar, though, so that bar hold did not seem to really last too long.
Yeah, honestly, if anything, you're just allowing Impact to not really have to draw out the rest of the map by just saying, hey, all of our roamer is just going to be focused inside a garage. You don't have to worry about doing anything else. So I'm kind of worried there. Now, going back to, actually how basement is actually played, in the old clubhouse, is very much like you never roamed at all, and you just put a claymore up in garage, and you wouldn't really have to worry about too much of a flank. Obviously, you could impact your way out, but a claymore really did the job. But now it's like you've got the blue stairs. You kind of have to sacrifice an attacker, and you have to put one guy there basically dedicated to watching that flank. And if you don't, you could find yourself really quickly getting flanked inside a bar. And hopefully Armada realizes this really soon, because the Impact's flank is basically wide open.
Their flank is wide open, which is a huge disadvantage for them. And also the fact that they're still just kind of getting set up for the execute. They haven't committed to the execute. Snuglin does find a kill on Anthony, but to put it to a 4 versus 4. The footsteps are being tracked on that player behind the bomb, but the shots are not going to land. Ainsley is going to take out Hippo. It's a 4 versus 3 now. Ainsley just below 3/4 health. And Gib finding the kill onto Ainsley, and now Gib is going to be down as well. Flock taking him out, and Detox takes out Snuglin. It's a 3 versus 1. Matt takes out Detox, but he is going to subsequently fall to Jay, and Armada is going to take round 6.
Yeah, there you go. We're back to, I believe, a 3-on-3 now, and the pattern continues. Impact looking much stronger, even though that they just lost that round, compared to, say, Coastline, for example. We'll see now that Armada is going to be forced to play upstairs. We'll see exactly how well Impact is able to attack it, because if they lose this round right here, I think Armada is going to be able to take it through. If Impact wins this attack round right now, I think we'll see it probably go into overtime.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's very easy for Armada to decide to close this out as long as they maintain a solid hold on this upstairs site. Pulse. We're finally seeing a pulse tonight. So that's going to be on Jay. CCTV and cache, though. So I'm drawing a blank right now. That entire floor, is it destructible now?
Construction is not. However, the site is, which means if impact goes towards construction, the Pulse isn't going to really be able to do too much other than just saying, hey, this is where they're at. Be ready for this sort of push. However, if impact decides to go for like a garage, for a server, then yeah, you could play for Plant Denial very easily.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Flock on Jaeger. We'll see if he falls early in the round once again. Hopefully not. The reinforcements on those garage doors, pretty expected. It looks like, for the most part, a standard setup on this site. So we'll see how well Armada is able to hold it compared to when Impact held it. And yeah, I mean, this could end up being the decider round if Armada is really able to take this very strong.
Right now, the big tell is going to be where that Hibana is going. You know, if that Hibana starts going over towards construction, that's going to be kind of like the tell. Obviously, you have Blackbeard. He just breached open one of the castles. Yeah, sure, that might tell you that Armada is going to definitely go for a garage, but at the same time, like, just having that garage control is also just nice to have. So I wouldn't rely on the fact that Blackbeard just opened that up as like, hey, they're definitely going to be pushing garage. However, historically, you also have to remember though, whichever way Armada starts pushing, has basically been the way that they're going to end up pushing in. That kind of worries me at the same time here. So we'll see exactly how well it plays out for them, but I don't really like it if they just decide to go for garage out. Armada or Impact is. Armada is they're doing decent and they just need to hold inside a garage. Impact is going below, which is good. I mean, they definitely need to get below. However, those garage rafters, you're not going to be able to floor bang those, right? So if your plan is to get utility up there and the rafters, you need something else. Oh no, feet. Is he actually going to be able to get it? No, I don't think. Oh no, does he down him? No, he's just going to walk right in. There's someone else that was down from something else. I think it was probably a nade. Regardless, time that's going to finish off the mute. So now there's only one more in rafters. He just impacted himself. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. What I do know, that, however, is that Ainsley is going to finally going to be able to pick up the kill. That is now the Blackbeard out of position. And honestly, right now, Impacts could still win. They still could potentially take it. They have all the windows open. There's no one inside of construction, it looks like, for the defenders. And the Pulse is still upstairs. If they realize it, they could hop in and they could just, try and frag out. If they don't, then that's going to be it.
Ainsley with a nice shot through a tiny little split there. He's going to find out Matt, though. So that's going to be the IQ off the board. It's up to Snuglin and Gibb. The 2 versus 4 right now. And one thing I want to say real quick is that Ainsley hurt itself in its confusion. Flock does find Snuglin now, though, putting it to a 4v1. It is all up to Gibb. He's been in this position before. He does find Ainsley, but Flock is going to find the headshot on Gibb. And it is going to be Armada going up by 1 as it stands right now. And potentially we could see them start to just kind of go get a bit more of a lead on this map.
Yeah, I think Armada is definitely going to win this from here on out. That IQ bow was kind of weird. It's like we were looking through IQ scanner the whole time. Lots of spectator bugs, unfortunately. But regardless, actually focusing in back on this, Armada has really kind of taken control of these 2 defensive rounds. They're going back down to Church Arsenal. They have the castle again, and the question is, are they going to do the same thing? You know what I want to see happen? I want to see them do the castle setup inside a bar, but then I want Detox to come up like mini stock stairs or something like that. Oh no, they 6-picked off the castle, so they decided they're not going to sit in bar anymore. That's just to maybe bait them into thinking they're going to sit bar and maybe bring in like a sledge or something. But I don't know if that's that exactly how that worked out.
I think Udily has the breaching charges on Blackbeard, though. He had him last round, so there's potential that he has it again to prep for that castle.
Well, I mean, you could shoot the feet of the Blackbeard placing the charge just based on if they're sitting in bar with the same 3 castles that they did last time, you could just shoot the feet off of anyone using a breach charge, which basically forces you to use the Ash or Hibana or IQ. I would not use a Hibana on that, but definitely either the nades or the Ash for sure, which they definitely wouldn't want to do. They were able to get away with the Blackbeard doing the breach charges on Garage. I think because it was just so unexpected, they weren't even watching for it, and everyone was, of course, up in rafters, so they probably couldn't get the angle anyway. But yeah, no, that's That's definitely interesting to see. The question is, where is Detox going to be? Is Detox going to be on just a wild roam? I can see Flock is going up there, so I think this is going to be a much more of like a roam heavy sort of defense round from Armada, and I'm curious to see because they do have a Jackal on Impact, so we'll see exactly what they decide to do with it, if they're able to find the feet, and how well the roam holds out from Armada.
That Jackal on Gib is it's a pretty deadly weapon though. We've seen him putting in a lot of work tonight, but Flock so far this map has just been he's been playing out of his mind. I can't actually see the scoreboard right now, but it seems like each round we're saying something about Flock getting a kill on the roam. So he's got 6 kills. It's actually all of Armada doing pretty well. Fairly balanced scoreboard there for them. That was a yokai that I think got wasted a little early. And Detox still floating around inside of Cash. I believe they've spotted him out and they're really trying to flush him out of there, but Flock is going to be sitting inside of bedroom. He's kind of there to support, but it's not going to be the biggest support, and Vigil is going to make his way into Cash. Hippo on that Ash could go and try to peek that hole, but he's going to get hit by a yokai, and Flock is going to find Matt. Hippo is going to find Detox. There's a trade, and then Utility finding Flock now, putting it to a 3 versus 4, giving Impact a man advantage, but there's a minute 30 left on the clock, and they've made little to no progress towards sight.
Having a man advantage, 2 defenders down though, in a site that's as big as Clubhouse Basement, there's gonna be holes in the defense somewhere. There's no way you can watch all the angles coming in, but this pulse from Jay it's basically the play, essentially. Like, he can call out 2 of the attackers like that. That is really big. One of them is going to be a Blackbeard, so really unfortunate for them that they're not going to be able to try and fight that, because if you're Armada, you're going to be trying to gun for a kill. You're like, all right, how can we get a kill? How can we get a kill? Right now, if I was the Pulse, send a C4. Well, they're both reinforced, but if they have a C4, send it down towards bottom main stairs. Maybe grab a double while they're at it. But regardless, they've got all the hatches open now, and it's just all about isolating the defenders. They've got one isolated inside of back armory. They've got one isolated inside of church. Jay finds a C4 kill, and the other one is inside of blue. With 30 seconds remaining, Hippo is trying to find kill. There's now 3 defenders all stacked up inside of Church Hall. That's all 3 of them. One is now starting to go upstairs where the diffuser was down. The Yokai drone is calling out the defenders that he can find. 20 seconds remaining. The Blackbeard has gone back down to bottom main stairs. Oh no, I wanted him to go to like kitchen hatch or something like that. However, the attackers are going to be pushing into church, and I expect them to be dispatched quite quickly.
Anthony Ainsley holding a nice little crossfire there, finding Hippo and Utility. It's all down to Gib, who has to try to peek it again, but Ainsley sitting there holding the angle is going to go ahead and get the kill onto Gib, and that's going to be Armada taking round 8, putting them to 5-3.
So far, Impact really has had a tough time attacking. Obviously, they have not won a single attack round so far. This has been Armada just absolutely sweeping this half. I gotta say, looking at the kill spread though from Armada, it's looking fairly even. It's like 7-5, 8-5, 7. That's pretty good. Honestly, it's not. I can say pretty confidently, not one person is really kind of like basically making all the frags. There's not one person that's really dying and really costing his team a whole lot. So, not too bad. Really, really not too bad. Going into match point now for Armada, we're going back up to CCTV. Last time we saw Armada play heavy inside a garage, they held down the rafters. We got a couple of kills from Ainsley, I believe, onto the garage door from rafters as well. So as long as he can keep that up, they've got this one in the bag.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
The question is, are they going to be able to take that and keep that up? So, I don't know. I mean, it's not looking great for Impact right now.
Yeah. If you're Impact, you have to take garage. Or you have to go full construction and just 100% commit and just hope that it works out. If I was Impact, though, I would open up a vault hole, maybe into garage. I would guarantee you, or maybe not even a vault hole, just a line of sight into garage. Make sure no one can play on the first floor in garage. Get the rest of the attackers into like lounge, mini stock, and then push into garage door. Maybe get up under them. Use IQ's nades to maybe nade into rafters. That's your kill onto the guys in rafters. Like that's it. That's all you got to do. It sounds easy on paper, but I know it's going to be difficult for them to do. But they need to try and isolate someone somewhere, so that way they can get those picks. Because if they don't get those picks, that's going to be it, and there's no way to do it. Send Hippo in. Hippo is pretty, he's pretty mongoloidy, right? Send him into mini stock, shoot him up into garage, and then get underneath the defenders without them realizing it, and then call it good. Although there is a soft wall in garage, that's going to be, that's bad. Like, that really can't happen. You need to reinforce those.
Yeah, I think Castle was going for the late reinforcement on that, and Hippo immediately started spraying through there, which I think might have made him, second guess that reinforcement. So now that's going to be opened up, though, which gives Impact a couple points of entry onto the garage, which is solid for them. But Utility being brought this low on health already, not the greatest, as Castle is still just going to go ahead and keep peeking that and going for the shot. So Grenade is going to fly up towards Castle, put a little bit of damage onto him, though. He's going to get the shots towards Matt, and Matt is going to be brought pretty low. An Impact Grenade is going to go out there. It's not going to hit him, but the Jaeger is going to find Matt. That's going to be Flock. And then Ainsley taking out Utility and Hippo taking out Flock. It's a 4 versus 3 right now, with the trades going back and forth. Detox being brought to half health from those lower stairs there, and Gib now is sitting inside of stock. He's going to try to open up this ceiling a little bit, see if he can flush some of the defenders out of position. But Jay is just sitting tight on site and using his scanner to figure out where any of these attackers may be.
Impact is on the back foot at the moment, on match point. They really don't have any control whatsoever. They tried to take the low. I like the idea with the nade. It just didn't quite connect. We have Hippo outside of the servers, really unable to do much from here unless he gets a free peek. If the defenders start peeking, then yeah, sure, they might actually have a chance. But if not, then it's basically going to be walking through barb, hopping through windows, and it is going to be a quick and easy cleanup. If you're Jay, you want to start working downstairs. You've got that pulse scanner. You want to be downstairs in case they do end up gaining control of the site. Ainsley's going to finally fall to Hippo. However, his job has basically been done. He's done, kill the Blackbeard, done a ton of other damage to, I believe it was Hippo. Detox is, I guess, down to a pistol. He's actually down to a pistol. His MP5 is out of ammo. I'm not sure how this happens for Detox, but this could actually be really critical because this should be an easy kill for the Habana as he walks on in. Gib finds a kill as well. It's going to be up to Jay. If Jay is underneath and can stop a plant, that's going to be like the play. 15 seconds remaining. Jay is super out of position. He's going super late. Question is, can he find where they're planting the diffuser? No, not in time. He's just a little bit too late. We'll be able to find one kill. He still has this if he's able to kill Hippo right here. A little bit of a trade. That's going to be it, though. And Impact holds on for another round.
When it looks like Armada has it, Impact somehow manages to grab it. When it looks like Impact has it, Armada somehow manages to grab it. It's nearly impossible to predict how any of these rounds are going to go. And it's just... This is still anybody's game. Impact wins this next round, we go into overtime. Armada wins it, then we finish this series, but we still have another series that we have to play through tonight. And there's a lot of potential for this match to keep going, especially since we do have the infinite overtime rules for CCS. So, I mean, we're going to see how things go. They are going to be playing, Armada is going to be playing CCTV and Cash again. We'll see if Impact is able to read that. Maybe win this round and push it into overtime. Or we'll see if Armada learns from what happened last round, doesn't make the same mistakes again, and is able to just close it out. What do you feel is the most likely thing to happen?
I think that a lot of that round came down to two things. One, that garage wall being opened. You just need to hold down garage. I like that what they had before, where they had both Detox and Ainsley inside of those rafters. Put them both back up in those rafters, right? Then started off by just saying, hey, let's just turtle for a little bit. There is no pulse, but they still have the echo. So the echo is kind of like their information right now. Use the echo drone over towards master. Make sure they're not starting over there. If they can do that, and if they can hold down the rest of it, I think they're going to be fine. Interestingly enough, there is no Thatcher, which means the mute jammer on the server wall could actually slow down Impact's attack a little bit longer than they might have bargained for. The only way that they have to get it off is basically Ash charging it from below or nading it from the server window. So So they might actually be delayed a little bit more than usual here. But Impact, they're rotating. Looks like they are going for a sort of a construction take. I kind of like this.
Yeah, they're starting to open up a bunch of doorways, bunch of windows. They're using those breaching charges to get those windows open. So now they have that angle that they can hold on server, which could prevent Ainsley from rotating back onto site if necessary. And Jay is still playing inside of construction, just kind of sitting nice and tight here. I'm not sure where the rest of the defenders actually are. I know we've got Ainsley in garage. Jay is going to be sitting in Jay is sitting in construction. Anthony at the top of the stairs there. Detox in sight. Gib taking quite a bit of damage though. That's pretty risky. I think he's taking that damage from above. Flock is sitting in oil pit, and I don't think Impact has any clue about it. So that could be a huge thing later on in the round. Flock just sitting down there with no drones going after him at all.
But at the same time, we saw the same thing pretty much from Jay last round. You know, Jay, he was on that pulse. He did go for the flank. They didn't know that he was under there, but it still didn't really end up working out because of the timing. That's what it comes down to. Can Flock hit that nutty timing, or is it going to be just a little bit too little too late? Or he might also go a little bit too early and just get killed because of it. So we'll see exactly what happens. We still have defenders upstairs in rafters. Utility is going to be trying to push into garage for, I don't know how many times he's tried to, push in there to no success, but he's going to try it anyway. We still have the Jackal downstairs. He is going to fall to Jay, so that's going to start things off in this round. This is match point for Armada. Impact is already down one player. Sir Fat Matt is going to just go walk on in. This is so unexpected, but he whiffs. He whiffs his life away, and now it is basically the gig is up. He knows he's in there. Hippo finds two, though. The saving grace here. However, Anthony, Hippo goes down. Is now a 3-on-3. Utility is super low. Fat Matt redeems himself as he finds one. Ainsley is going to find another. It's going to be a 2-on-1 as it's just up to the Habana. Can the defenders work together? Ainsley is up in the rafters. Flock is at the bottom of cash stairs. Snuggling knows that he's there because he just shot. Will he be able to push it? Yes, he will. Snuggling finds one. It comes down to a 1v1. So close. Playing ring around the rosy. Snuggling's able to take it, and Impact takes it and is going to be going into OT. Wow, what a 1v2 there from him. Able to pull it back. Great job from him. Armada, guys, you got to work together.
I think the issue there was Armada didn't have the intel that Blackbeard was downed, potentially. They did have a player on the rafts that you would think would notice that the Blackbeard was down. But I don't know. I mean, they didn't go to finish the kill or anything like that, so he was there giving intel. He was giving the calls to Snuggling because he had a pretty decent line of sight towards that window and the wall over there. But yeah, I mean, they pushed him one at a time, and Snuggling just kept his cool. He kept calm, and he landed his shots that he needed to. But honorable mention, dishonorable mention, not sure. Matt,
That was
what were those shots? What were they?
Listen, we can dog him all you want for missing that shot, but he did a decent job. He got in there, he made a distraction. Hippo was able to come up, finish up the 2. Matt did end up getting a kill there later though, so it did work out for him. Like I said, we can make fun of him for missing the quote unquote easy shot, and it was, but whatever. No big deal, because in the end, Impact still ended up winning the round, right? Yeah, sure, your teammate had to clutch it, but you still won the round regardless. So good job for Impact, and they're proving that they are a force to be reckoned with, and that maybe Coastline was just a fluke. Maybe they just weren't ready for it. They are definitely much more confident here on this map.
It took them some time to find their stride, as you could say. On this map, it wasn't looking too great for them, but they've brought it to overtime. They're saying that they're here to stay. They're not going to give this matchup away without a fight, and it's nice to see that in crunch time, both of these teams are still standing strong. I mean, the first map went to overtime. Coastline didn't go to overtime, but it ran pretty long. And now we're in overtime on the third map as well. I mean, this is an endurance test for these players. They have been playing for 3 hours now, and they are still going strong. They are not giving up. They're Yeah, I mean, Matt did miss some shots there, but that happens. Everybody misses shots. It's not necessarily because they're tired or that they can't land the shots. It's something that happens. But both of these teams are still standing strong. They're still ready to fight this out. And with the potential for infinite overtime here, this could go. We could be going midday tomorrow.
It could go.
We'll take a nap break and yeah. But Flock getting aggressive. He's going to fall to Hippo. That's going to be a 4 versus 5 early on in the round. 2 minutes still left on the clock. Impact getting that first early kill as Utility is making his way into blue over here. He's made his way all the way down to Utility. And he's in a pretty solid spot. He's getting a lot of shots fired at him. He actually is down. And Ainsley is going to find the shot onto Utility. That's the Blackbeard off the blue, which is a pretty big loss. But they still have they've got Snuggling who can open things. They've got the grenades on Matt. Hippo, I think, just used some of his breaching charges, and Gib has been doing a lot of work on that Jackal tonight. So, yeah, they lost Utility, but I'd say that they're still in a pretty decent spot to try to take this round.
I gotta be honest, though, Utility did not need to push down so early down into blue. Like, he was all the way exposed, and he just was so far down that he had no support whatsoever from his team. It's okay to be that far down, but it's all about the timing. Sir Fat Man is just going to run into sight, I guess. He's going to get punished for it. Detox finds one of his own. Leaves it in a 4-on-2 in favor of Armada. Impact making this round slip just a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what the idea was behind just rushing in, especially when you're on a Maestro cam nonetheless. Ainsley with using that cog at long range. Anthony's going to find one. It's going to be all up to Hippo. I got to say, it's not looking good for him right now.
Impact has completely thrown this round away. That pick on the Flock was huge, and Hippo is now spotted on this heartbeat sensor. They know where he is. Oh, whoa! Jay runs into the headshot, but Detox is there standing behind the bomb to get the shot onto Hippo. That's going to be Armada taking the first round of overtime, when it should not have gone that way. That early pick on the Flock should have been huge for Impact. They should have, from there, just kind of slowed it down a little bit, droned it out, gotten some intel, planned it out, but Utility just walked down blue. Lost his life because of it. Matt dropped hatch from bar and then walked right into sight. Lost his life because of it. You know, it was
I'm almost wondering if these teams are kind of forgetting some of the fundamentals of club. You know, if you put them on the old clubhouse, you know, would they have this much of a problem, you know, attacking basement? You know, open up the kitchen hatch, get someone out of the back armory, you know, go for the drop. Yeah, sure, you only have a Habana, but you can still make a crawl hole into dirt. There's nothing stopping you from still pushing down dirt as long as you have the proper drones. You know, start bringing some operators to really kind of assist you there, because this operator lineup that we've been seeing from Impact, you know, pushing down, you know, into church, just, it sucks. It really does not. It is not conducive to actually being able to, you know, take down stairs. Sure, the Jackal is nice, but what are you going to do after you count out the roamers with that Jackal? You're going to use the smokes. You're not dropping down. You haven't dropped down kitchen, so your smokes are basically useless. Honestly, with those smokes, you have to go kitchen. I mean, what else do you have? Sure, they had the IQ, but there was no pulse in play. So, okay, you know, it's kind of a null point. You had the Ash as well. Okay, Ash is kind of useless. You know, I'd rather see a Buck instead of an Ash. You know, bring the Buck, be able to open up the floor, still have more nades. And the Blackbeard is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with the Blackbeard. Send the Blackbeard down dirt. You know, just you'll play the fundamental clubhouse. Imagine clubhouse is not the new club, but the old club. You know, what would their attacks be looking like then, right? You know, you still need to, you know, don't forget, you know, the stuff that you've learned all throughout the rest of your Siege career.
I mean, I completely agree. There's a lot of fundamentals of this map that still reign true to this day, even with the rework. And I think with operator choice with Impact, it comes down to which guns these players prefer. They don't necessarily make these picks based on utility, because like you said, that Jackal, yeah, you hunt down the roamers, maybe you get some footsteps when it really counts, and you know, you're able to track that last defender before they can stop you from getting a plant. But it's, I don't know, it's tough. They're not bringing the utility that's necessary. They're bringing the guns that they want to use, and it's not working out for them necessarily. And they don't seem to have the ability to adapt and, overcome. Looks like
Exactly.
Jay has already made his way into gym too.
Yeah, so he's gonna be sitting inside a gym. Okay, with the Habana going more towards construction this time, I'm curious to see, are they going to be able to push all the defenders outside of cash, or is Hippo going to get like some nutty flank up on them right now? That is also another question. Right now, I'd like to see more nades on Armada's end, because you could sit as a defender, say Gib on smoke over there, say he sits just right below A bomb. How is Armada going to get them out other than just glazing your way through some smoke? And honestly, there's really no way to do it. Even if you do use your Habanas and are able to open up some walls, you need a little bit something extra to get through. Oh man, yeah. So they're Habanaing open construction. There's no one in construction, so they really don't need to be doing that. A proper drone would have told them that. And Hippo is doing his job right now. He's kind of distracting them. That's good. He needs to be doing that. Interesting little impact. I'm not sure if he just kind of guessed there or if it's actually a setup spot. I'd like to see, exactly where that goes. And I also like the fact that Impact is playing more vertical. That tells me that they're getting more comfortable with playing Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's not. They seem to understand the layout of what's above them now a bit more, and that's fairly useful. That gives them the advantage of being able to play from downstairs when all of the attackers might be upstairs. But Flock finding that first kill onto Gib, that's the smoke off the board, and then Utility getting a nice headshot onto Flock, but he is now downed as well. Hippo playing behind the bomb here in CCTV. A phone is going to go off. He's going for the risky pickup onto Utility. Mute back on his feet. Anthony jumping out that window with that Blackbeard. He's going to find the kill onto Utility now. He's by that window at half health. He's on his second shield. He's going to jump in through the window. He's going to die to Hippo, though. 5 seconds left on the board. Ainsley finds Matt. Hippo finds Ainsley and Jay. It's a 1 versus 2. Hippo tries to run away. Detox finds him, but Impact manages to get the round as Snuglin stays alive. Whew, that was close.
Hippo, man, he finds the 2 kills. He's putting in work for his team. I gotta say, I wasn't too impressed with his play on Coastline, but at least he's putting in the work right now, and right now is where it really counts. Armada going up to CCTV. I'm not really sure if they've really kind of figured it out. On one hand, sure they have. And I think that they've done okay when they're defending CCTV, but at the it hasn't quite clicked for them, really. Nothing really stands out to me as saying, yep, they know exactly what they're doing. They're definitely going to win this round. I like the very first round when we saw both Ainsley and Detox inside of Rafters, and Ainsley has done a pretty stand-up job defending Garage as much as possible. I don't think Garage is really the issue. It's more of everything else, with the defense there. I don't know. I don't really have the answer exactly for Armada here. I'll be honest with you. It really just comes down to a round per round basis. There's no Impact is doing this. You need to counter them by doing X and Y and Z. That's something that it's hard to pick out.
I think it's that unpredictability that's really playing into it as well, because it's not just Impact that can be a little unpredictable in terms of how they're going to play around, but also Armada. I mean, you've got Flock. I would have never guessed that Flock would have ran all the way up the central stairs there and peeked bedroom that last round that they were defending. But he did it, and he died to it. But I mean, it's just neither of these teams are really making standard plays right now. They're just kind of doing what they need to really make it through each round. And sometimes that works out just fine. Sometimes it'll be really beneficial, but at the same time, it's risky, because when you don't know what you're doing, obviously the enemy's not going to know what you're doing, but you still don't know what you're doing, so that doesn't really give you much of an advantage.
Regardless, getting into this round, once again, Impact is going to be taking early control of underneath, and I do like that they go underneath. However, what is their plan to go and do from underneath? Are they gonna push out anchor points from underneath? I know we've been seeing Gib. He's been on the Jackal. He's been shotgunning underneath. That really hasn't really been doing too much. Nothing's really standing out. Doing that Jackal shotgunning underneath is definitely what needs to be happening right now. But no, that's not really the case. I think Impact, if you look at the patterns, it's been a lot of them just like jumping into sight unexpectedly, or just hopping in at a wild random point, and it's somehow been working for them on here on attack. And Armada just hasn't been ready for that. So if they can be a little bit more prepared for some like random, just like jump in, I think they'll be in a much better spot.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Potentially Ainsley is going to get the kill onto Snuggling. That's going to start off the round. Habana being off the board. Hippo is in a pretty risky spot right now. Potentially trying to get an angle on Tox if he tries to push. Utilely firing some shots from outside into that server window. Now vaulting into construction. And it looks like Impact is really committing to trying to take through construction. And they have one of their players outside of that server wall there trying to, put some suppressing fire onto the player in the rafters inside of garage. It's going to be Gib propelling out there. Hippo now with his breaching charge is going to try to get rid of that barbed wire as Utilely finds Jay. I think that was an ADS that just got rid of that breaching charge though, but a C4 from Detox is probably going to clear up that barbed wire as Flock is now making his way up central stairs. There's attack. Hippo is poised for this kill here. If Flock continues up this stairwell, he looks to be kind of stalled out. Hippo getting a little too cheeky, goes for the peek. He's going to die. Matt is going to take Detox. It's a 3 versus 3 right now with no flank watch for Utilely here. He does find the kill onto Anthony, but Flock makes his way up into construction, gets some shots off, but he's going to fall as Ainsley takes out Gib and Utilely takes out Flock and Matt takes out Ainsley. Impact managing to take that round.
Okay, but the question is, can they win on this defense? Great job from Impact. I liked it. They have a very defined flank drone. Hippo, even though he lost the gunfight, he was ready for it. He knew that it was coming. I would have he kind of got a little antsy there. I'm gonna be honest with you. He kind of like stood up and he gave away his position, and Flock kind of got the idea that he was there and was able to go for the pre-fire. Just some small things. Again, ADS not being cleared. That's just a bunch of small things, and you can see, after almost 3 hours, it's definitely taking their toll on these small things, and it's really just become a game of who's going to make the least amount of mistakes here. Impact is now on match point for the first time, and I don't know how long that it's been, but Armada has been mostly in the driver's seat this entire last map, even though it's still been even. Now Impact is in overtime match point. We'll see if they'll be able to kind of clean it up. They're deciding to go downstairs basement, looking at the Armada lineup. They have a Glaz. They have a Blackbeard as well. If they do not push down blue, then there is something going wrong.
I mean, Impact seems to be doing a bit better playing downstairs. Their upstairs holds is a little iffy. It might work, but at the same time, it's not going to be clean. And if it's not clean, that means that it might not necessarily work again, next time you play up there. So opting to go downstairs, I feel like it's going to be the smarter choice for them. They do have Hippo roaming around upstairs once again. He's probably going to start out over by strip and bathroom. And just hanging out up there, wasting time if he's able to. It's a smart move from Impact, but with the spawns from Armada, it looks like their main focus is going to be pushing in through garage, pushing in through blue, and fully utilizing that Glaz and that Blackbeard to try to get a solid push down the blue hallway. Drones going out here and there. Blackbeard positioned over by Dirt Tunnel. Potentially they'll try to open that up, but that could be a waste of Habana. You kind of want to be able to open up. Whoa! Detox is going to find the headshot onto Snuggling there, but he's going to get pretty low himself. That gives the intel to Impact that the push is going to be coming from garage, though. Snuggling kind of ran right into that. It's a little unfortunate losing the Legion like that, but he got a lot of damage on the Detox. He did get the intel, so in the end, it could turn out to be okay, but Gib peeking this little hole here against a Glaz. Potentially fatal.
At the same time, though, we have the Blackbeard pushing in from behind, so it might distract him just a little bit. Oh, Gabe is giving away his position. Oh, and that smoke is not going to help out his case, though. Yokai is close on that door, so he will be able to kind of say, hey, this is definitely Glaz. You cannot peek this. You should not be fighting this. However, Anthony coming up dirt, just as I said, that Blackbeard coming up dirt is going to punish him, and that is exactly that. Anthony finds that. Detox is still super low. They are going to be going for a reset. It is a 5-on-2 now as Ainsley finds a Claymore kill. I'm not sure where that exactly was set up. Regardless, he walks right into it and blows up. Armada is poised to take this even further into the night.
Impact, they get a little too cheeky sometimes. They feel confident in the way that they're playing, and that confidence turns into mistakes. Mistakes that are fatal. And when you make fatal mistakes, you're going to start losing rounds. Anthony is making his way all the way down dirt tunnel here. You've got Flock standing inside of a smoke canister, pulling that Legion mine out of his foot. Ainsley up in lounge. It's a 5v2 right now. Matt and Udily are both really just locked down on site. That Glaz is going to go for the peak there as Udily finds Anthony. Yokai stunning the Glaz, who's going to get downed actually by Matt. Now Jay is going to find Udily. It's up to Matt to clutch this out. It's basically a 3 versus 1 right now. Jay is going to start to plant that diffuser. Matt finds Flock. So that's the finishing kill onto the Glaz there. Yokai going to go ahead and hit the Thatcher. He's still playing in this dark corner over here, though. Ainsley sitting inside of utility room. It's not looking good for Impact here. It looks like we're going to end up going to this next round. The bomb is just taking down, or the diffuser is just taking down. Just not in a good position for this. He has to try to push into utility. He does not find the shots. He's crouching, and Jay, laying down behind the bomb, is going to get the shots off onto Matt, and that's going to be Armada taking another overtime round. So there's at least going to be another 2 rounds of overtime.
This is mighty unfortunate. Every single person on Armada is now in the double digits. That's something that you're probably not going to see very often. It is 7-7 double overtime. Whew. I got to say, if you are Impact, the weight has really been on your shoulders to really try and close it out, especially on that last round. It is so close. However, I do like what Armada did. You know, they were able to just realize, hey, we can push dirt and blue at the same time, and that's exactly what they did, and it worked out. I like this pick, Caviar pick, actually. I love this Caviar pick from Jay, and I hope that it sticks. I really hope he doesn't 6-pick off of it just because of that Jackal from Gib. Oh no, don't 6-pick off. I think that's cheeky. It might actually be interesting to see, because the reason why Gib is not switching off, or the reason why Gib swapped off, is because, you know, of course, Cav is like the hard counter to Jackal. You can't see those feet. So that's what I was saying. I kind of like, you know, the play, you know, force them into a 6-pick to get off of that Jackal. So I like what they did. Over, they're going to be upstairs anyway, so the roam, it's not really too critical to be losing that Jackal. Honestly, I'd rather have the Joker be here in this case anyway. Regardless, they still have smoke, so not a big deal. Armada, they've been having so much trouble here on this defensive site. I gotta say, I don't know what I want them to do. I kind of want them to sit inside a master. I really honestly just wanted to see them try. Just, you know, hey, just go inside a master. There's one window there. Reinforce a little bit of the gym wall and force them to play into you instead of, you know, just playing, you know, the same old. They did put up a shield though inside of construction that might tell me that, you know, hey, you might end up just playing a little bit more aggressive, I suppose. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work. One thing you can count on, though, is Ainsley holding down Garage. I'm pretty sure he's been unwavering inside of Garage now for every single round. I can't think of one round where he really kind of failed his team sitting in those rafters with the castle there. So, honestly, good on him. You know, he's done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, he holds it down until the rest of his team falls, and he has no choice but to go somewhere else. Still sitting in there, though, on those rafters, trying to hold it down. We'll see. I think Impact is going to go for a similar take. They're going to make their way through construction after, you know, clearing out Bard, Strip. I think there's been a drone. Yeah, so they're notified of this player that's downstairs. That's the Pulse. His phone was going off. Hippo was chasing him down. He's going to go for the peak. Hippo's not going to land the shots, and Flock doesn't land his shots either. There's a drone there. His phone is going off. This is full focus on getting rid of this Pulse. I think he finally shut his phone off, but there's a drone there. Hippo's going to land the headshot onto Flock, putting it to a 4 versus 5. That's a pretty massive pick considering how well Flock has been playing so far and how much of an impact Flock can have on a round, especially on that Pulse.
Yeah, I agree. And honestly, good on them for actually being able to drone that out properly and not getting lazy so late in a game. Oh, I thought that breach charge was going to kill Detox. Meanwhile, Detox actually finds a C4 on utility. That's going to be the Blackbeard out. And honestly, that's like half of their push right there is that Blackbeard. They've been relying on that a ton. And having that getting C4 away, honestly, now is the time to be playing cheeky in a safe manner like that. You know, tossing out a random C4 just to kind of get it off. The Sledge is going to be tossing names. Meanwhile, into the server window, Hippo has started working on construction as he's got the castle open. Anthony is going to respond with goo mines of his own. Sledge is going to also start working on construction as well. I just thought of a nutty nade angle, and so did Matt at the exact same time. He's going to see, will this nade land? Oh, no, it hits the bars. He's now out of nades. Meanwhile, Ainsley finds a kill onto Snuglin. I gotta say, I really like what Ainsley has been doing. You know, honestly, he's the guy that you can count on being consistent. The same holds true. More fighting and construction, no real committing though. They're just kind of playing pussyfoot with the bullets.
And we'll see if Detox runs out of ammo in his MP5 again. There's potential for it. Gibb has made his way into lounge. He is at about half health. Ainsley sitting at quarter health. With I think Gibb being spotted right now frequently. Gumine is going to go off. Hippo is going to find Jay though. Gibb finds Ainsley and Matt takes out Detox. It's now a 1 versus 3. All of a sudden, Anthony sitting inside of construction is going to be the last man standing for Armada, firing some shots at the stairwell there. All 3 players of Impact being pretty low on health. But Matt is going to get the shots onto Anthony as he jumps out through that window and tries to come back in through the server window.
All right, now the pressure's once again on Impact. You know, can they hold on? That is going to be the question. Ainsley leading the team 15 and 11 for Armada. Hippo on his team 17 and 13. These sound like super high numbers, but when you actually add up the rounds, it's not much more than what you'd be expecting in, for example, last season format. This new format can definitely lead to much higher kill counts, but regardless, Impact is now on match point. Impact is now going back to Church Arsenal. Last time we saw this, we saw a Blackbeard and a Glass combo from Armada, and it worked out very well. The question is, will they do that same thing again? Or it looks like they're not even bringing the Glass, so that's going to be tough for them if they do not do it. I'm getting kind of worried now for Armada. What they did to win the last time, they're not going to be able to do this time.
Looks like Udely is going to be swapping off to that mute potentially, so that's that'll be an interesting little 6 pick there. He hasn't been making full use of the Maestro when he plays him, so maybe with these mute jammers they'll be able to shut down a push that might try to come in from Dirt Tunnel. Cough cough. It's happened every single time so far, so putting those mute jammers up there could be pretty solid. They do have a Thatcher though. Armada has the Thatcher, so they can get rid of those mute jammers wherever they end up going. It just depends on Armada figuring out where those jammers are and using the EMPs correctly. There's also going to be the ADSs from Gibbs that can be taken out by the Thatcher EMPs, but those ADSs can be vital against maybe the Ash. Maybe is really the only one that those ADSs are really going to affect right now, actually. There's no grenades. There's going to be some flashbangs here and there. But, yeah, I mean, it's smart to bring the Jaeger because you don't want a grenade flying in from a random angle and just completely destroying you. But Blackbeard actually just noticed Udely kind of like through the wall there, putting his jammer down, trying to stop them from opening up these walls. It's a risky position for Udely to be in. And they're not able to get a drone in there now, but I don't think the jammer is in position to where it will stop them from opening this.
No, I don't think it is either. I think it's just a little too far away. I think, yeah, it is too far away, and they will be able to open up this wall. Utility is going to be playing, I think, just aggressive up on the shield. The question is, will he C4? And the question, another thing is, I don't think you can actually get through that vault hole. I think that there's... that is huge, absolutely huge. If you cannot vault that, then that is round ending for Armada, just because they've used 2 Habanas on that. And if you've used 2 Habanas on that and you cannot vault through it, that's yikes. that's a yikes right there. We'll see exactly, maybe when they actually try to vault, we'll get a better idea of exactly what's going on. But now you can only afford to get 1 hatch, and that 1 hatch has to be kitchen. If you're Impact, I really hope you're trying to deny this kitchen hatch right now. You know, just do something different. Yeah, see, I don't think Anthony can actually vault through there. That is mighty unfortunate for them. And I'm not even sure how that happened. Like, how does that happen? How do you lose a Habana on something like that? Did they
I think
shoot it
one of the
themselves?
pellets. I think one of the pellets either might have gotten shot by them, or it did one of those things where it didn't really stick onto the surface right. But that is actually going to be massive. So yeah, that could be the downfall of Armada. But Ainsley, an incredibly consistent player, is going to find the first shot. That's going to be Snuggling falling. Minute left in the round. No ground has been gained towards site. Flock now finding Hippo though, putting Impact down 3-5. Phones are going to start to ring as the execute is going to come in from Armada. They are focusing completely on blue as they're not able to push in through dirt tunnel. They have the Hibana on main, or no, the Ash on main stairs here, or central stairs, who's going to fall to Gib, actually putting it to a 4 versus 3. The remaining 4 attackers all over by blue. So a lot of the focus from Impact has to be on blue right now. They need to shut down this push. Utility just kind of spraying over in that direction. He has a C4. He's going to fall to Anthony No, putting it to a 4v2. They still have the yokai drones. Flashbangs are going to go out. Gib is going to be sitting inside of Church, trying to land some shots if he's able to, but he's not actually going to land them. He's going to fall to Anthony now. It's all up to Matt, but he's not going to be able to finish it off. Anthony's going to take him down, and Armada is going to keep it going.
Wow. I mean,
Impact should have had that. They definitely should have.
Yeah, no, they definitely should have had that. I guess there was a Hibana bug on dirt. I guess I am actually blind blown like that one pellet just didn't work. I mean, I'm surprised that Armada were still able to hold it out, but wow. This is now what, triple overtime, I think. This is definitely going the distance.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 8-8 right now. We're guaranteed at least another 2 rounds of overtime. It's bar and stock. They're pulling out something new.
This is something I actually haven't seen.
Yeah. Armada has not yet played this site. Impact hasn't played this site. Maybe Armada is realizing, okay, we've got to do something different so we can win this defense round and then potentially win the next attacking round. But I don't know. It's got to be more than just a site change-up that really needs to happen. I think they really just need to shut down Impact's early aggression on clearing out some of the roamers from the opposite side of the map from where the site has been. I'm not sure how Impact is going to decide to go for this bomb site. They could go for a strip push, but there's absolutely no guarantees on how they're going to push this. They've got Utility on the Blackbeard. I think Gib has some smoke canisters on his Jackal, so he can toss some of those out and maybe cover a plant that's going down inside of stock, but it's going to be rough. Flock going for a cheeky spawn peek is not actually going to find anybody, though. But he didn't fall early, so that's kind of what counts here. So Utility setting up over by Kennels, getting ready for a normal stock take. At least the old clubhouse, normal stock take.
For those of you that don't know, this site, the pool table is now no longer part of the site anymore. You have to be inside of bar to actually plant. I would almost agree with you for going with the stock take. However, they don't have a glass. They only have smokes on Gib, which is the Jackal. And besides that, I mean, they do have the Blackbeard. So I guess it is possible to really try to pull this out. However, at the same time, it's just like, are they really set up to do something like this? Jay, man, you cannot be doing that. You cannot be going for such a wide peak. That is so aggressive from him. It almost worked. However, again, it's just so risky. You just don't need to be doing it. It will put the Blackbeard down on low HP. He is now around below 25 HP. So, okay, cool. He's going to be around 20. However, is it worth your life? No. Flock has been super aggressive this entire round. Utility is going to find another kill. Just people being way too aggressive against a Blackbeard, guys. It's still a Blackbeard. I don't care what the score is. It's still a Blackbeard. You just need to just not forget the fundamentals. And maybe they didn't play in season 2, but it really does come down to not peeking the Blackbeard. But 1, 2, and 3. Flock finds 2. Anthony finds 1 of his own. And that is a good way to equal it up. Snuggling and Sir Fat Matt is now going to be all that is remaining for Impact. Maybe Armada's site change did the trick. We'll see. Maybe it's just over peaking, but then combining with the fact that they're getting some good picks. Flock did a good job able to equalize it out. Question is, Impact is still in this. It might be a 2-on-3, but they are definitely still in this. They know where Anthony is in. Flock is kind of making a mess of himself by just shooting around everywhere, so they should kind of know where Flock is. Sir Fat Matt is going to go for a nade. This might actually land. Oh, it will land. It's just a down. A Flock does a run out, not able to really secure any significant damage. Only about 20, I want to say. Not too much. They found where Echo is hiding as well. Impact has a real shot at this. However, Detox is actually able to shut it down. Flock is now trying to push all the way up the stairs. And honestly, if you're Detox, well, I forgot about the hatch above the stage, but I was going to say, if you are Detox, you might maybe want to try and grab the Jaeger. Not going to be enough, as Detox is going to be able to close it out. Snuggle and finds Flock beforehand, but Armada hangs on. And we're going once again into overtime match point, and now it's Impact's turn to play maybe a weird site.
Potentially. So far tonight, we've seen Armada really go for things that might be a little bit of a change-up, something unexpected sites, unexpected holds, like that hold on Coastline where they were setting up inside of billiards and lounge instead to watch VIP. But it didn't work out for them. This one managed to work out for them. Impact once again going Church Arsenal. They've got Mute and a Maestro this time, so maybe Snuggling is able to pull off something a little bit different with the Maestro, something that Udally wasn't capable of. Not much of a change-up, just a small operator change-up. Potentially they'll be able to stop Armada from really being able to, push in from Dirt Tunnel again, but even that didn't work out for them last time. And you've got Flock going for that 6 pick onto the Jackal. So he is going to hunt down Hippo. He's going to just chase him down because it's his job. That's really what his job is. Hippo's going to be roaming around, probably over by Strip, like he always does when they're playing on this site. Flock is going to go in with the Jackal, scan his footprints, and there's probably going to be the entirety of Armada. There's going to be an Armada coming after Hippo.
I guess you could say that, yeah. Looks like Tilly is actually going to try this once more with the mutes. They're going to try to throw the shield up. They've adjusted the shield location this time. They'll be like, all right, listen, didn't work last time because we didn't put the shield in the right spot. We want to protect it. However, the number one thing you also need that is part of this setup is actually... One, usually you're going to play Bandit, and two, you're going to need the Jaegers as well. This all gets shut down the second that one nade comes flying through that drone hole. But speaking of nades, there are none. So no matter what, you're not going to get dirt as long as they set this up properly. I mean, even with a Thatcher, I guess you might be able to get away with it. But if Utility is playing it hard, then he could get away with just sitting right behind that shield. Hippo's going to start things off. That's a good sign for Impact. Impact is... Remember, they are down. It's up to Armada to really make things happen. So Hippo actually being able to find the first one is good, but Flock is able to trade it immediately right back. So a Thatcher for a Vigil. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. I can't really say. I mean, I'd say it's pretty even. Hippo probably needed to find one more kill to really kind of secure Impact's round. But we've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, I mean, getting rid of that Thatcher, though, he was in position to try to help them open up Dirt. They got rid of the Thatcher, and then they put a Mute Jammer down. So Dirt Tunnel is out of the question now. That is not going to be opened up by Armada. They've gone and they've opened up the kitchen hatch. They're working on opening up the bar hatch right now, as you can see on your screens. It's a solid pick for Hippo to make. And then he did also make Flock use up, I think he used up one of his scans on him. Maybe not. I'm not sure. The first Dokkaebi call is going to come out, and nothing is going to come of it. All of Impact sitting on site, just safe and sound, as Flock makes his way down central stairs. Okay, so I don't think he used one of his scans for Hippo. He used one of his scans to get Gibbs footprints, which didn't really do too much. Some shots going on to Snuggling. He's going to be brought pretty low. That's actually really risky for him to do. And you do not want to be losing that Maestro this early on in the round. That Jackal was going for a really aggressive peek down that hallway. And it's a minute 10 left in the round. Impact is in a decent spot where they just need to maintain. And they kind of need to stay alive, make sure that nobody really gets on a site and gets into position to go for a plant. They don't need to go for aggressive peaks. They just need to hold it. But I'm not entirely sure if they're really going to be able to pull this off in the end.
If you're Armada, you need to find one entry point and you need to stack it and just go in. Now we're going to see Flock. He is just kind of doing the Mongol thing. He's just coming right on, but he has been spotted. Will he at least be able to find one? No, he won't. Sir Fat Matt is going to punish him for that. That Yokai coming in super clutch. There's now 2 people at the Moto door. Will they be able to do anything, or are they just stacking up? The Yokai has surely spotted him. The Blackbeard is pushing on in. Will be able to find Snuggle, and the Blackbeard immediately has to fall back and reload. All of the attackers are now stacked up inside of Moto. Sir Fat Matt finds 2. It's going to be all up to Detox versus Sir Fat Matt. The HP is low on Detox. However, it is anyone's game at this point. The Yokai spots him, but Detox finds it.
10 seconds to go.
Armada will take it as Detox is able to clutch it out. Wow, that is going to be the end of it. Your scoreline is 10-8. Armada takes it. Holy, that was quite a bit of action, I gotta say.
That was a very long series. We're sitting at 11:36 Eastern time right now. We started at